Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. First stream back from Pro Tour London. I am so excited to be back after what was an absolutely amazing week/weekend. Both hanging out with Carly in London and, getting to play on, like the biggest stage that there is against, the best players in the world. It was absolutely phenomenal experience. I had an amazing time and I am so happy to be back. Talk about my weekend, share everything with you guys, break it down. We got a lot of things on the agenda tonight that we're going to go through and we're going to cover. To start out, let's say hi to everybody. Let's see what's going on in the chat, everybody. Yo, Ben, Dot, the Card Guys, Josh, Mekado, Trent, Dave. Let's see, Ben and Kevin. Yo, what is up, everybody? Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. I appreciate y'all chilling. I do have a new webcam tonight, so if you guys see any issues or if it looks like maybe there's like, some, I don't know, like it doesn't look great, let me know if there's any problems tonight. I did test the camera before tonight, so it looks like it should be good. I think the picture is a lot clearer. There's a lot more clarity around the image and stuff like that. So let me know if there's anything that comes up. But excuse me. Carly said it's crystal clear. Let's go. I love it. Ben said I can count your pores. Yo, let's go, dude. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yo, Gray Skies, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. When you guys are new here, we got 3 questions we ask everybody, and they are: what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves in the chat. I would love to get to know you guys. Love to get to know everybody that's hanging out. So we have 3 big things that we're going to talk about tonight. The first one is, I'm already interrupted. I absolutely love it. Yo, let's go. Carly with 35 months of Prime support. Baby, thank you so much. I have the best wife in the whole world, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Josh said, unfortunately, I can see you. LOL, dude. All right, so we got 3 big things we're going to go over tonight. We are going to start off with PT London story time. I'm going to take you guys through my weekend. I'm going to take you guys through my trip. We're going to talk about everything. It was a blast. We're then going to talk about, we're then going to watch my game from camera. I have not watched this game. I have not played it back in my head. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've thought about it multiple times, but I have not watched it from the coverage point of view yet. I have been told that Brian and Hayden had nothing but nice things to say about me. So I'm really excited to kind of like, you know, see it from your all's point of view. Round 15 and what it looked like. So we're going to go over that whole game. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to try to break it down for you guys, and we're going to see what happened and how we maybe could have made top 8. Anyway, and then we're going to talk about the Aurora deck, some of the changes I've made for ProQuest season. I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about the changes that I've made. We're probably going to end up the stream playing a few Aurora games, practicing for ProQuest this week. ProQuest starts this weekend, and I am going to ProQuest. I will be at a ProQuest on Saturday. I'm pretty excited, so excuse me. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the deck for a full breakdown with what's going on, the changes I'm making from my PT London 80 to the new deck I'm going to be playing for ProQuest. There's a video coming out tomorrow at 12 Eastern time. Make sure you check it out. All right, so let's get started. Let's talk about London. Hey, Martin, what's up, dude? Yes, this is my Prism game. This is my Prism game. Okay, all right, so let's talk about London. First off, our journey starts in 1996. No, I'm kidding. I'm 100% kidding. So Carly and I left Wednesday afternoon, you know, from like, I think it was like 6 o'clock is when our flight left Charlotte, like 6:30. We landed in London, 7:15 a.m., like 7:30 a.m., 7, something like that. Local time in London. So it's like 2 a.m. at home Eastern time. It's 7 a.m. there. Carly and I think collectively between the both of us slept about 2.5 hours on the plane. And in order to adapt, we decided we're going to stay up all day. We're just going to stay up all day and we're just going to crush it. We're just going to run throughout the whole day. So we did that, although I think me staying up all day was probably questionable at certain points in time. We decided to go see Big Ben. We went and saw the River Thames. We rode in the Eye, the big Ferris wheel. We rode in the London Eye. We toured Parliament. We went and got some traditional London food, which was better than I was expecting, to be honest. So I feel like we had a really good like first day in, and it was a really good start to our trip. Thursday night, you know, we had the keynote, got to register for the PT, got to like, you know, like scour the vendors and kind of walk around a little bit. It was a good time. It was a good time. There was a lot of really cool stuff. I have to admit that as much as I enjoyed the keynote, it was 8:30 and I was exhausted. I almost fell asleep watching the keynote because I had slept like an hour over the last like, 34 hours. I had slept like an hour. I was exhausted. I was killed. I was absolutely tired. So Carly and I went back to the room and ended up falling asleep. I think I fell asleep around like 9-ish, 9:30-ish, maybe. I don't know. It was pretty early. Ended up getting a really, really good night's sleep. So thank God, because I think that had a big part of playing into it. Also on Thursday, I was fortunate enough to receive this. Now, you guys have seen this before. Oh, wow, the glare is so much better here in the middle. Yo, this webcam is infinitely better. I can definitely tell I paid more money for this thing. This is awesome. This is the Agroblaze Codex Journal. For anybody who does not know, exclamation point Codex in the chat. If you'd like to check out your own copy of it, code Agroblaze96 for 10% at checkout. Anyway, so I had my copy of this that I was going to use, but Thomas, the creator of this, actually had Dave the Pyro, who hangs out in Twitch chat all the time. Dave's with us tonight, actually. Deliver this. This was the very first copy of the Agroblaze 96 journal that was created. And instead of it having like my inscription on the front that I wrote for you guys, it's actually from Thomas. Wishing you the very best of luck at the Pro Tour. You've got this. Here is to a shining future ahead. Kindest regards, Thomas. And it's the very first copy of the journal ever made. It was so cool to get that from Thomas because I wasn't expecting it. It was not something I was thinking about. And honestly, I know it sounds very cliche, but I really think that, you know, Thomas sending me that was a really good boost of good luck. It was really nice. I don't know. I felt very supported like going into the tournament. So it was awesome. And I really appreciate him for doing that. Shout out to Thomas. He's absolutely amazing. Love that guy. Great product. Great guy. You guys should check it out if for nothing else for that purpose. So moving into Friday morning, I got to tell you guys, I woke up and the nerves hit me bright and early. It was my first Pro Tour. I was super excited, but man, was I nervous. And I felt like I had put so much pressure on myself because I was like, man, like this is like, I need to do well at this event, you know, like, and I feel like, you know, like I'm trying to engage with the community, but I'm also like trying to build a brand, and I want to be a full-time streamer. It's like the goal. It's like why I want to do this kind of stuff. But man, I had a lot of pressure on myself. And before I left, Carly like stopped. She like grabbed my hand and she told me, she was like, you have practiced, you have played. She was like, just take a breath and go have fun today. And I could not tell you how relaxing, like how much it calmed me down, like for Carly to say something like that before I left. She was still half asleep. And she, you know, rolled over and said that. And it was so nice of her. And it really like brought down my nerves quite a bit, dude. I was very like, it really brought me back down to like a normal level. So jumping ahead to the tournament, I'm going to be flipping through my notebook as we go through this here because it's real tough to remember everybody. So don't take it personally if I don't remember you. I apologize. Round one, this did not help my nerves at all. I played against Daniel Rutkowski round one. For anybody who does not know, Daniel Rutkowski is like one of the, like, he was like the leading inventor of like one of the big, like of the big FI deck back in the day. And I followed him a lot. So, you know, I've known Daniel for a long time. He top 8'd the first Worlds. He's top 8'd 2 US national championships, I think. Like, he's a very, very good player. Yeah, dude, Carly's the unsung hero of every story, bro. 100%. 100%. Hey, Joe, what's up, dude? Kit, what's up, brother? Real coach shit? Dude, 100%, dude. Carly, like, always knows what to say to bring me back down to earth. All right, so we played against Daniel Rutkowski round one. I ended the game at 11. We started out having a little bit of a back and forth. I was lucky enough to be able to get like a very good start. Like, I had a very hot start, like with the Channel Lightning Valley. I think I had a turn to start out our game that was like snatch off an embodiment into like lightning press a snatch, like lightning press it with like a channel and play to draw 2 cards. It was very, very good. I don't think Daniel played a single copy, and I mean this literally, a single copy of defense reactions. Like, I don't think he played like and not like he didn't sideboard them or he didn't have them in his deck. He didn't draw them. He played 0 defense reactions. I was able to push through a couple of burn up and shocks in the first like few turns of the game, which was really, really powerful for me. Even though I was forced to go first and like it kind of felt awkward, I was able to end the game at 11 and it felt very good. I think I was even able to put together like an arc flicker turn to like do a bunch of damage. So it was a really good start to the tournament. I have to admit, you know, winning the game against Daniel Rutkowski, like really like, I think also like kind of helped me center a little bit. Because I was really nervous about playing somebody like, you know, that good and somebody that seasoned at these level events. So it was really nice to like get an early win and like, you know, kind of settle in that way against Daniel. It felt really good. Dan was on Enigma. Sorry, Dan was on Enigma if I didn't say that already. I thought I did. But yeah, he played 0 copies of defense reactions in our like 8-9 turn game. It was kind of crazy. Hey, Sean, what's up, dude? Dude, thank you, Sean. I appreciate it so much. Congrats on the finish. Happy to see you do so well. David, dude, thank you, man. I really appreciate all the kind words, guys. I appreciate all the love. It means a lot, man. All right, round 2, I played against Ryuski. Ryuski, I think is how you say that. Ryuski, if I'm getting your name wrong, I very much apologize. Ryuski and I played a 12-turn game where I did get to go second, but I actually ended up losing the game. Ryuski was on Florian. And I ended up running snaps, like, you know, like we had changed the sideboard plan and I ran snaps. But it was weird because in a 12-turn game, I saw 0 copies of Channel Lightning Valley. That is not an exaggeration. That was nothing. I saw 0 copies of Channel Lightning Valley. We played a really good game. Ryuski was a very good player. He played very efficiently. And, you know, like I don't think I ever really put together like a crazy big turn. I put together a 4-card hand that was Arc Lightning and Flicker Wisp early on in the game that kind of like brought me back into the game a little bit. But after that, it was just a fair game. And unfortunately, I think against Florian, you're going to lose those fair games. So I ended up winning round 1 against Enigma, and then I ended up losing round 2 to Florian. So I was 1-1 at this point. And then, let's see. Round 3, I actually played against Martin, who was playing Slippy. It was the only time I played against Slippy all tournament, which was kind of neat. I was expecting to play against this deck more, to be honest, but I think Slippy was kind of getting picked off by the Enigmas, is what it appeared to be. So I played against Slippy. I was able to go second, and to be honest, like I was in a very good spot most of the game. The game started off hot for me. I think I had a turn 0 Channel Lightning Valley. It was very, very good. Like, I just started out in a very positive light. The game was like really just flowing in my direction from the beginning. So I don't know, like winning at 11 was very good. I will say that Martin did make a mistake where he actually arsenaled the wrong card, and it ended up costing him some damage. Ended up costing him some value off of like a pump that he thought he had into like a codex. And he ended up not having the pump. So it was really weird because it stranded a card in his hand and he was just forced to like arsenal the codex and set up for another turn. So it ended up being a really weird play where him not arsenaling the correct card, which I think was like just a total accident, ended up actually hurting him quite a bit and putting him in an awkward spot as we continue to go through the late game there. So I don't know. It was weird. I did not think I was favored going into the matchup, but I did end up winning, which felt really good. So I was 2-1. At this point, we're 3 rounds in. I have beaten an Enigma, beaten a Slippy, and lost to a Florian. I was so conflicted. Leo is a local of mine, battling my favorite streamer. Joe, I can imagine, man. I can imagine, dude. Hey, Caleb, what's up? Sean, I am going to a ProQuest this weekend. Yep, there will be one ProQuest this weekend. Tokyo Toy Box in Asheville or Hendersonville or wherever it's at this weekend is where I'll be. All right. So I'm 2-1. Round 4, I played against Pudding Tam. So at this point, I've now been paired into like 2 of like very high level players at this point. Pudding and I played it was a pretty decent turn game. I don't know. I think we played like 5, maybe 6 turns throughout the course of our game. There was like, I don't know, like there was like, it was a decently long Aurora game. It wasn't like super fast. I did have the benefit of going second. Pudding Tam played 2 copies of Channel Lightning Valley and 2 copies of Arc Lightning in the first like 4 to 5 turns of the game, and I was not able to hang on from there. It put me really far behind really quickly, very early, and I just wasn't really able to recover from there. Like, I got Pudding down to 3, but I eventually drew a hand that had double Lightning Press in it, and I just lost because I had 2 instants that couldn't block. It was very weird. We played a really good game. Pudding played very well, but his draws were just a little bit better than mine, and I just fell short, unfortunately. So, hey, Electrum, what's up, dude? I mean, yeah, 2 goats is like pretty honest, like pretty accurate, I feel like, to be honest. All right, so I'm 2-2. Last round, I played against Kane. We put another Aurora Mirror. I did have to go first in this matchup. But I drew 2 very early Channel Lightning Valleys. Like, I think I put a channel into play on turn 0, and then I think I had another one on turn 3 that put me in a situation where I was able to apply a ton of pressure, and I was really able to put Kane on the back foot, playing the mirror especially. So Kane was really like priced into like blocking and like trying to stop some Arc Lightning turns. Kane did like make a decision one turn to try and stop an Arc Lightning turn when he had no blues or yellows in his hand. He ended up pitching reds to try and stop my Arc Lightning turn, which I'm going to be honest, I think was incorrect given the situation that we were at, but I don't know. I ended up getting it through, and he was able to keep 1 card in hand, so I don't really know what Kane was going for there. Like, he was at a pretty healthy life total. I think he was at like 15, so I was a little surprised by his decision-making that turn, but I think that turn like really swung it in my favor and put me in a good spot. Even though I was able to go first, my 2 early Channel Lightning Valleys were really able to just get me a lot of advantage and really put Kane on the back foot, and we were able to close it out. So I did close out CC 3-2. Excuse me. I closed out CC 3-2. We beat an Enigma. We lost to a Florian. We beat a Slippy. We lost to the Mirror, and then we beat the Mirror. So we're 3-2 going in the draft. And I'm thinking, okay, like I need a 2-1 to make day 2 because the goal was to make day 2. That was my #1 goal overall. All right. I was in a draft pod that has, let's talk about my draft pod for a second here before we talk about the games. I was one of 3 Syndras in my draft pod. Now, the other Syndra, I ended up playing one of the other Syndras because they were across from me and I think they were in a very good spot. but the person directly to my left ended up on Syndra, and I don't understand why. I don't really know, because like I never really like passed them any cards that I felt like stood out as like insanely good Syndra cards. Like I pack one, pick one, took something that left me pretty open. It was like a smoke out, I think. I took a smoke out to leave myself open, and then I got past and Wrath of Retribution. And then I got past an Art of the Dragonfire. So like I just remember like this draft was like really like it was really weird. Because I don't know, like I wasn't expecting Syndra to be that popular in draft, but the amount of people who came to the PT going, I'm just going to force Syndra because nobody else plays it, was very surprising to me. So there was 3 Syndras in my pod. Round 1, I actually ended up playing against Jacob, like Rousing, I can't remember how you say his name, who ended up finishing 10th at the Pro Tour. So we were in the same draft pod on day 1, and we played. I was able to go second, and I won the game at 2. It was a really, really close game. On the second turn of the game, I had a 16-point turn that ended with like Art of the Dragonfire or something like that. I think I had Wrath of Retribution really early. It was really, really powerful. So going second and being able to set up that like 5-card Wrath of Retribution hand really early was actually really, really insane. So he had a really good deck, but I think my deck was just a little bit better, and me going second, winning the die roll, put me in a good position. So I did win round 1 of draft, making me 4-2 at this point. So I know I need one more win to make day 2. Let's see. Round 2 of draft, I ended up playing against the Fang. I played against William, who was on Fang, and I had a 16-point turn 2, and I had a 15-point turn 4. So I had a really good turn 2, and then I had a really good turn 4 in limited. My deck was actually insane. Like, my deck was crazy good. So I don't know, like I just was rolling hot. I did get to go second in this matchup, or no, I'm sorry, I actually went first in this matchup. Huh, interesting. Thought I went second, but anyway. So I went first, but I just had like really good turns, and I was able to just get super aggressive, really put the pedal to the metal, and like I was just able to run my opponent over. I ended the game at 4, so it felt really good. I don't know, just going second, like, or just I guess being able to set up that 16 damage on turn 2 was really good for me. In the last round of draft, I know I'm locked for top 8, but at this point, X and 2 is a lot better than X and 3 going into day 2. I played against Felipe. I cannot remember his last name to save my life, but he did the casting for calling Sao Paulo in Brazil. So it was really cool to get to play against him, because as we're drafting, I'm looking around and I'm like, where do I know this guy from? Like, where do I know him from? And so as we sat down to play, I was like, hey, did you do did you cast calling Sao Paulo? And he was like, yeah, I did. And he ended up being really cool. We were chatting. He was super fun to talk to. Loved just getting to chat with him. He was super cool. Loved talking to him. I did end up winning this game. I was able to go second. On turn 2, I had a 16-point turn off of 5 cards on turn 2. On turn 3, I had a 15-point 4-card hand. And then on turn 4, I had a 14-point 4-card hand. So like literally 3 hands in a row, I went 16, 15, 14 in limited. It was nuts. It was absolutely crazy. I high rolled the living crap out of Felipe. It was actually like wild how well I high rolled there. Hey, Annabelle, what's up, dude? All right, so I ended up sweeping. So at this point, I'm 6'2". 6'2" going into day 2, and I'm thinking, okay, like we've now hit the goal. My goal was to be 6'2" and make day 2 at the end of day 1, but I wanted to go 4-1 in CC and 2-1 in draft. And you know what? 6'2", 6'2". I'll take it however we got there. So I've swept draft. I'm 6'2". I'm feeling pretty good going into day 2, and I'm like, okay, like we just got to shake it off. We got to get there. We got to play well, and we'll do well, man. And then going into day 2, I have to set another goal for myself, because I'm like, I want a goal, to come from the second day. Like I've hit my goal. Let's get a stretch goal going. My stretch goal was to qualify to top 32, qualify for Singapore, which, spoiler, I did. But anyway, we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. And so that was my goal coming into day 2, was to top 32 and qualify for Singapore. Hey, John, what's up, dude? Saw you in the main broadcast of the PT, and then found out you're a local to my area. I'm just getting into Fab and hope to run into you in Armory sometime. Yo, John, that's awesome, dude. When you say local, are you like a local to like Johnson City? Is that what you mean? Like, are you from Tennessee? Buddy, if that's the case, man, I hope to see you tomorrow night, man. Sort of thing. Honestly, positive mental attitude. I mean, yeah, like I feel like that was the mentality I had to have, Electrum, was just to try to like be as like one step at a time, one game at a time kind of thing, for sure. We're already getting bots on Twitch, huh? Man, it did not take very long, I have to say. Let's go ahead and get rid of these. Sorry, I'm clearing out the bots on Twitch so you guys don't have to put up with this. Make sure we'll get this out of here. Yo, John, that's awesome that you're a local, dude. Hopefully I get to see you tomorrow, dude. That's awesome, dude. I love that, man. Hopefully you're playing tomorrow night, dude. I'm in Western Tennessee near Jackson. We have a ProQuest on Saturday. Hey, dude, Paul, what's up, man? I'm on the other side of the state, brother. I'm from East Tennessee. I'm on the far other side of the state, man. I hope your ProQuest goes well, though. All right, going into day 2, I am in a draft pod with 2 guys from PCG Invasion, I think is the name of the team. They're like purple jerseys. It is Jacob Baugh and Michael Yasiger, I think is how you say his name. I'm very sorry, Michael, if I'm butchering your name. I apologize to the end of the world, man. I apologize very much. Anyway, so going into this draft, you know, there's 3 rounds of draft and then 4 rounds of CC. And at this point, it is in the back of my head that if I go 6-1, I could make top 8. But the goal is to top 32. So I actually end up on Syndra again. Pack 1, pick 1, I took a layer of the spider, leaving myself open-ish. The next thing that comes to me, I get past a red Art of the Dragon power, or Art of the Dragon Fire, the one that deals 2 damage, I think. Yeah, it was that one. And I'm thinking, okay, like, this is a really good card. Like, this is solid. Like, it's a pretty clear signal. And there was nothing else that, like, screamed to me, I want you to be on this. So I was like, okay, they're telling my man is telling me he wants me to be in Syndra. So I have a layer of the spider, and I have a 1 for 7, basically. The next pack, I get past a red dragon power. And I'm like, okay, boom, we're in Syndra. We're playing Syndra. Well, this was another 3 Syndra pod. Now, it ended up not being all the way around, but the person to my right pivoted to Syndra, I think on like pick 5 or pick 6. I'm not exactly sure when they pivoted, but yo, is Trent just giving it to Josh right now? I love that, dude. I absolutely love that. Get him, Trent. Get him. So again, there's another pod with 3 Syndras, but my deck was pretty good. Like, I felt pretty good about it because the other Syndra is to my right, and then the third Syndra was Jacob Baugh, who was directly across from me. He wasn't diagonally to me, so we weren't playing, but he was straight across from me. But anyway, I think that like, my deck was pretty good. It wasn't bad. Like, the signals I was getting past, like, I was trying to stay open and, like, you know, playing to, like, what I could, but I don't know. Like, we ended up in a pod. We'll talk about the whole thing here. But so round 1, I'm playing against Enzo, who was on Fang. I was lucky enough to go second. My opponent drew back-to-back quad red hands in a game I was probably losing. Like, in a game I was behind, I was not in a great situation, but my opponent drew back-to-back quad red hands that just put me in the driver's seat. So it was absolutely amazing. Don't get me wrong, I feel bad for Enzo. I hate the bad beats, but at the same time, like, I want to win, you know, so I was super happy to be able to get there. So we start off our first draft with a win. You'll love to see it. Hey, Rob Zombie, thank you so much for the kind words, man. I really appreciate that, buddy. It means a lot. It means a lot, dude. Hey, Cusco, Chris, what's up, guys? How are y'all? Dude, Simon did give me a yellow rabble to sign. Simon did give me a Simon did give me a yellow rabble to sign. Simon walks up to me Thursday night, and we're going to interrupt the story a little bit here. Simon walks up to me on Thursday night, and he's literally just like, got like his GoPro and he's recording automatically. And I'm like, what is happening right now? Maybe it was Friday morning. I think it was Thursday night. And he goes, oh my gosh, Agroblaze. He was like in the flesh. He was like, I have something I need you to sign. And I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, sure, Simon. I was like, what's up, man? And he pulls out this yellow Ravenous Rabble, and he immediately told me it was Josh. I knew it immediately. Immediately knew it was Josh. Okay. So we win round one of draft on day 2. So, you know, we went 6-2, and now we're 1-0 on day 2. On the second game, I ended up playing against Thomas, who was on Arachne, and I got to tell you, this was one of those games where even though I got to go second, it did not feel good. It was not a good start. At one point, hang on, I want to look at the score here. At one point, I was down 13-4. Now, I had a 4-card hand going into that 13-4 hand, but like it was just, I don't know, like it just did not feel like a good game. And there was a moment in the game when I stopped and I went, and like I played it out. And thankfully I did, because it did not seem like it was going my way. And there would have been a lot of times in the past when mentally I would have thrown in the towel. I would have been like, you know what, I'm going to play it out, go through the motions, but I'm probably not going to get there. And I ended up getting there, which felt really, really good. Because I'm going to be honest, man, Thomas's deck was pretty good. Like his Arachne deck was pretty solid. So I ended up being 2-0 at this point, and I'm thinking, man, like, is there a possibility for me to be able to sweep another draft? Like, would be absolutely amazing if I went 6-0 in draft. But at this point, I'm 2-0 on the day. I'm feeling good about our start, and I'm thinking, okay, like, let's just keep on rolling. Let's keep on going here. All right, we got to go over to the next page here because that's our milestone tracker. Okay, for the 3-0 spot, I'm playing against my school Yasiger in the last round. He's on Fang. Turns out I found out later he was one of the 2 Fangs in our draft pod. So his deck was really, really good. I went first, which was not great. Because if you guys have played a lot of Hunted Limited, you know you want to be going second. After going first, Michael was at 12 when I died. Michael's deck was juiced, dude. His deck was absolutely insane. It was juiced. It was great, dude. On top of that, Michael played so well. Did the camera just flicker? What just happened? I don't know. Anyway, if something bad happened, let me know. Yeah, like Michael was at 12. He played so well. His deck was juiced. I got absolutely ran over. We ended up laughing about it on Sunday. Michael ended up top 8ing the event. Congrats to Michael. What a great run. What a nice guy. He was super cool. But yeah, his deck was absolutely insane. Michael, like literally, like I was at 12 when I died, and he was just like on your head, bro. And I lost. That's all there was to it. Anyway, I ended up going 5-1 in draft. I'm 2-1 on the day. We're going into CC, and I'm thinking, okay, like I have to sweep CC, and I can make top 8. But again, I'm in the mentality I'm going one game at a time. Let's just play them out one game at a time. All right, so we're 2-1 in day 2. I played against Andrea, who was playing Kane, which I do think is slightly favored for me, if I'm being honest, with Shock Charmers in the deck, especially since I'm on 7 blues. But playing against Andrea, I was able to go second, which was pretty nice. I did win, and I did end the game at 25, which I feel like is not entirely like indicative of like how the game played out, but you know, life totals are life totals, I guess, in that matchup. There was a turn where Michael made a play, where Andrea made a play with Open the Floodgates that allowed me to crack Balance of Justice. He used his final resources to be able to come in with Open the Floodgates for 4. It was a yellow Open the Floodgates for 4. I had 1 card in hand. I cracked Balance of Justice to draw another card with it on the stack, pitched both my reds to not let him draw any more cards, and it fizzled his turn. I think the thing that got him is that he could have actually activated Epot, and he would have been able to play Metacarpus nodes. So me being able to block that out as correctly as I did was super, super good for me, and it worked out really, really well. So the Balance of Justice really worked out in that matchup. It felt really good right there. I do think that Andrea made like a small play pattern mistake there that would have forced me to draw into a yellow or something better. But at this point, like I had 4 on the chain, and Andrea had decided he was going to try and pop off and kill me. I think I was at 35 when he went for the pop off kill. I think is what happened. I was at 30. Yeah, I was at 35 when he went for the pop off kill, I think is what happened. So it worked out really well for me with the Shock Charmers, and just the balance of Justice Straw was absolutely insane. So, all right, so we win round 1 of CC. So we are 3-1 on the day. Round 2 of CC, or round 5 of the day, I played against Eric, who was playing Zen. This was a really weird situation because at this point I was X and 3. Well, it turns out Eric was X and 4, but there was a situation where Pudding Tam's results and his from draft earlier had been reported wrong, that Pudding lost and Eric won. So Eric's record to the tournament at that point was X and 3, which was why he was playing against me. Now, as we sit down and we're sideboarding, the judges walk up and they're like, don't start playing your game, just wait to hear from us. So we sit, we wait. About 10 minutes go by, and Eric's like, are we able to play? And I'm like, I don't know, I haven't heard anything. So we call a judge over, and the judge is like, no, like, we still need you to wait. And so we're just sitting there. I ended up going to the bathroom. Eric and I were laughing and having a good time. Like, he was super cool. He was super nice. But it turns out that their results, Pudding Tam's and his results, had been reported wrong. And so, like, it looked completely backwards. What the judges wanted to do was have Eric swap seats with Pudding Tam to have me play Pudding and to have Eric play Pudding's opponent. Well, they couldn't do that because I had already played Pudding Tam the day before. Now, I'm a little surprised that I couldn't play Pudding again, considering that, considering that, it was like a completely different day of the tournament. I don't really know how that works, but I assumed we would be able to like play on different days of the tournament. I don't really know. But anyway, the judges, after about 22 minutes, we had a 22-minute time extension, and then the judges said, we cannot fix the situation at the current moment. You guys are going to have to play. Here is the situation and what happened. We hope you're okay with this. And that's just what happened. And they said, we hope you're okay with this. And I was like, I mean, yeah, I guess. Like, I don't have another option. I wasn't mad, not their fault. I don't really know how their results got reported wrong, but whatever happened, I was in the situation I was in. It was either cry over spilled milk or step up to the plate and play the game and do my best to win. So I said, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, so all that happens. We sideboard. We have a 22-minute extension. I win the die roll and I get to go second. I drew a very early Channel Lightning Valley with an Arc Lightning, which put me in a really good spot. Started forcing cards out of Eric's hand pretty early. The second time I had a channel, Eric just had a really good hand and just took it, and I drew into a snatch off the top, which he took and then let me arsenal at the end of the turn. It was a really interesting turn cycle and a really interesting game. At the very end of the game, I had a lot of my equipment, and I was able to close the game out pretty handily. I was at 4, but Eric was at 7. I went down to 4 to be able to keep a 5-card hand, or 4 cards in an arsenal technically, and just try to close the game out and run them over. So, yeah, it was really good for me. It worked out really well. I felt bad about the way that the whole like tournament thing like kind of paired out for Pudding and for Eric, but I felt good. I got a win, and I felt pretty clean. So at this point, I'm 2-0 in CC. Feeling pretty clean about where we're at and what's going on. Mr. I draw very early channels. Listen, Joe, better lucky than good, right? Better lucky than good, dude. Hey, Joel, what's up, dude? Hey, thank you, man, so much. I really appreciate the congrats, buddy. It means a lot. Okay, round 6 of day 2. Yeah. I'm 2-0 in CC, 2-1 draft. I played against Mateus, who was on Enigma. I am going to tell you all, Mateus has probably the biggest bad beat story of anybody at the tournament all weekend. I feel so bad for Mateus for what happened. Mateus and I played a really good game. We played a very close game. There was a lot of back and forth. Like, we were really battling it out. I was at 8. Mateus was at 15. I just want that to be the situation, but I have kept 5 cards intentionally. I'm at 8, Mateus is at 15, and I've kept 5 cards. I go Channel Lightning Valley from hand, 3 cards in hand. Play an Arc Lightning from Arsenal. Mateus has drawn quad reds at this point, so he does not block it. I draw into a Flicker Wisp. The other 3 cards in my hand were Arc Lightning, another Flicker Wisp, and an Arcanic Shockwave. So after the Arc Lightning has resolved and dealt the damage, I go Flicker Wisp, fuse with an Arc Lightning. Then I turn around and I go Flicker Wisp, fuse with an Arc Lightning. And then I go Arc Lightning. And then I go Arcanic Shockwave for 4. It was absolutely insane. Hold off on the VOD review until after Pit Against is done. I mean, that goes until like 9, right? So I think it's the next thing I want to do. I don't know that I could really wait that long, Kevin. I think I'm going to let that be the next thing that I do so that I can talk about that game and the changes I'm going to make. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, brother. Maybe I would like to do a stream together, though, dude. I mean, two top 20 players in the world, right? Be a good stream. I'm just messing with you, dude. I would love to do a stream, though, man. Would be fun. All right, so anyway, I threw 27 points at Mateus, and 23 of it was Arcane. I felt really bad. I felt really bad for Mateus. Like, it just, God was on my side. Like, God said, go forth and conquer. And we did, thankfully. So, anyway. Hey, James, what's up, dude? Look at this Kano cosplayer. Yo, dude, we could do a Kano cosplay. It can be fun, man. Also, by the way, we are repping the swag from London, by the way. I got my Pro Tour London shirt on. Carly bought me this shirt when she was in London out exploring. I really like it. I don't know. So it's like a whole outfit. It's a whole outfit. It was really cool. All right. So at this point, we are now to win an end game. I am pretty sure if I win, I'm in top 8. But I'm not 100% sure. Yo, Joel Ahmad. Thank you. Joel Ahmad? Ahmad? I hope I said that right. Thank you for the sub on YouTube. Appreciate you being here. Guys, if you're here for the first time, you're new to the channel, whatever your story is, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new, and they are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves in the chat. I would love to get to know you guys while we're all hanging out here. I could not afford that merch. 100 Great British pounds for a hoodie. That is exactly why I did not buy a hoodie. I bought a shirt. I get it, Electrum. I get it. James, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it, brother. It means a lot. It means a lot, dude. So yeah, anyway, I felt really bad for Mateus. It was a good game, but I felt really bad. Yo, let's go. Connor McLaughlin. Thank you for the sub on YouTube. Man, we got those 3 same questions for you. Here we go. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves. Yo, let's go. Drew with that 12 months of tier 1 support. Dude, Drew, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot, brother. It means a whole lot. My man said, woo, the boy is back. Dude, we're back, and I'm so happy to be back. I'm so excited to stream. I'm so excited to be back and hanging out with y'all. It means a lot. Yo, Valk, what's up, dude? How are you, fam? Yo, did it, change? It did not change. I'm going crazy. Doesn't matter. Ignore me. Thoughts on Pal's hot dogs? I like Pal's hot dogs, to be honest. My favorite thing Pal's has is the big chicken, but I'm a big fan of Pal's hot dogs, actually. I'm still upset about that Prism game. She basically won because she pitched Light of Souls, so she had an extra soul for Soraya. What about your elo? Must have gone up like crazy. All right, so we haven't got to talk about this yet. So I gained... Everybody hold your breath. I was at 1690 before the event started, which was not bad. I felt pretty good about where I was at. I gained 243 elo from going 11-4 at the Pro Tour. I am now ranked 7th in America, and I am ranked 20th in the world right now. I was absolutely floored to wake up and see that this morning. Absolutely floored to wake up and see that. To be 20th in the world at a game that I love to play. I know it'll change, and I know that during ProQuest season, I'll probably... I think Kevin said we're going to be handing out ELO like it's the Salvation Army out here. And it's probably true, but man, there was just a moment where I don't know, it was very surreal for me. So yeah, it's amazing to absolutely see that, dude. 20th is awesome. Yeah, 7th in America, 20th in the world. Did I say it the other way around? Sorry, did I say it the other way around? My bad. 7th in America, 20th in the world. My bad, guys, if I said that backwards. But yeah, it was really, really cool. It was really, really cool. Connor, let's see. Connor said, got into Fab playing 5 because I wanted to change for Magic. Love some fried onions and a hot dog. Dude, let's go. Well, Connor, welcome to Flesh and Blood, man. Welcome to the channel. I'm happy to have you, brother. And dude, I have to say I'm not a big fried onion person, but no judgment. Enjoy hot dogs how you do, fam. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Cards and good times, man. Oh, I said it right. Drew doesn't hear. That's okay. We love Drew. We love Drew. Can't wait to steal like 20 elo from you on Saturday. Bro, it's going to be crazy. I am going to be like, you get elo, and you get elo, and you get elo at the ProQuest on Saturday, dude. I'm so excited, though. I am not going to let the fact that I have high elo now, like, stop me from playing at events. I love this game. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be playing. And if when Worlds comes around, I have done poorly at events and I'm not up there to qualify, then next year, we're going to bust our butt to do even better, and we're going to get that invite to Worlds. Say that about Drew again louder so he can hear. Oh, absolutely amazing. Yo, what happened? Did we just completely lose YouTube chat? Armory last night had the biggest turnout in my area. Yo, Songu, that's awesome, man. I love that. Yeah, I've just completely lost YouTube chat. We're just like, I don't know. We'll try to come back in a minute here. It's trying to reconnect. No, now I've lost Twitch chat. Now I've lost Twitch chat. All right, it's trying. It's doing its best here. I actually would like to come to Montreal in September. I actually would like to come to Montreal in September, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to with Carly and I going to Singapore. Hey, Johnny, what's up, dude? I appreciate the kind words, man. It means a lot. High elo equals high ego. Honestly, Kit, that feels very accurate. That feels very, very accurate. Am I still alive? You guys still got me? Okay, it says I'm still live. Sorry, it just says like I have no chats right now. Yeah, I don't know. Like the chat's just down. We're just big chilling for a minute while chat fixes itself. So anyway, if you guys are going to talk shit about me, now's the time, I guess. Anyway, so at this point, I am X-1 going, or I'm X-3 going into the last game. I am playing a win and in for what I think is top 8. What I think is a win and in to top 8. I played against Leo. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. Leo was super cool. He was super nice. I enjoyed playing against him. He was a great sport. We had a good time chatting after the game and before the game. He was super cool. But yeah, like it was a great game, and Leo played very well. We are actually going to, instead of me telling you about it, we're going to watch it together. I have not watched this game. I have not seen... All right, let's go. Chat's back. Chat's back. Let's go. That guy aggro is so big, it makes Trent ego look normal. Yo, pause. Okay, I have not watched this game. I told myself I wasn't going to watch it until Thursday so I could watch it with you guys and we could review it together. There are a couple of things throughout the game that I know that I missed that we're going to talk about. I'm going to pause it as they come up. We're going to continue to talk about it and go back through it. The first one is I sideboarded Snapdragon Scalers instead of Lightning Greaves. This was not a mistake. Let me rephrase. If you are playing against Prism, you should be on Lightning Greaves, not on Snapdragon Scalers. 2 reasons. 1, it allows you to block Heralds more effectively with that weird breakpoint of 5 or 7. 2, it allows you to use instants to get around Arclight Sentinel. Those are 2 very big reasons. Coming into this, all of my Prism testing had led me to believe that I was going to be better off with Snapdragon Scalers. So even though I brought in Snaps intentionally, it was a mistake and I should have been on Lightning Greaves. Now, hey Jeff, what's up, dude? I am already qualified for Singapore through coming 14th at the PT. Top 32's auto invite to Singapore. So yeah, Carly and I are already looking at flights. That one turn by them is going to be the moment. Oh, I know. I cannot wait to see how bad I fumble the bag. I cannot wait to see how bad I fumble the bag in this matchup. I don't know that I'm mentally prepared to watch this, guys. Before we get into it, I was told that Brian and then said some really nice things. So I'm not going to lie. If like there's a moment where I have to pause and take a moment because Brian and Hayden were saying some really nice things, please don't hold it against me. I might get emotional. I was told that Brian said some very top of the line stuff about me So I'm very excited to see how this goes and what this sounds like. Hey, Dylan, what's up, dude? If you guys can hear when we start playing this, please let me know. If you guys can't, let me know, and I'll kind of change it.
2 days of the highest level flesh and blood imaginable, and it all comes down to this. We have for you 2 win-ins. Let's go ahead and look at the standings. I will set the stage for you as we get ready.
This is the very beginning. This is the very beginning.
On top, 4 locks, 4 illusionists, 2 prisms.
I didn't realize there were 4 locks going in the last round.
Guaranteed in our top 8.
That's hilarious.
A former Pro Tour champion in Pablo Pintor. Incredible stuff. After that, things get murky. Let me set the stage. There can be no Auroras in this top 8. There can be 4 Auroras in this top 8. The 4 Auroras that are left in contention are going to be playing against 4 different heroes. One of them, Gustavo.
So Sean, Michael, and Paul all won their games. I was the Aurora that lost. Sag.
Gustavo Caparan has a chance to put Prism into the top 8. I can't tell you how important the presence of Prism, or excuse me, the presence of Vincent can be in this top 8, because it can absolutely feast on those Prisms. Meanwhile, Leo Vincent has a chance of putting another Prism into the top 8. Then we go down to the absolute dark horse in this list. It's Franche Tan potentially putting Arachne Marionette into the top 8. All of these players are taking on an Aurora to go ahead and try and punch their ticket. We go to the second.
To answer Dave's question here really quick, Dave said, was ALS a surprise to you? Nobody that I tested against that was playing Prism was running ALS against me. Not a single person. Not a single person ran Arclight Sentinel into me. It was a total surprise when he played it from Arsenal. I assumed he didn't have enough good cards, and he had to keep it in, was what I assumed. I never imagined a world he was going to play it against me. So, yeah, it was total surprise.
Page of standings, and then we see
I have now learned that I need better Prism testing.
Matches lined up, including Tommaso Vecito on new. Has a chance to also punch a ticket into the top 8. Has to take on an Aurora to do so. And Hayden, I don't think anyone would have drawn up the brackets looking this way when we were sitting here on day 1.
A 3rd Prism playing for top 8. A new Arachne Marionette. There is this range of heroes as we sit here playing for top 8 is just, this is the most exciting, I think, winning in round 15 of any
Electrum, I appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate Electrum.
How about I ratchet up the excitement yet one more notch? How about Aggro Blaze in the feature match area trying to go ahead and punch his ticket to the top 8, and he's ready to battle down there in the feature match area right now on Aurora. There you.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not know that Brian knew me. I did not know that Brian knew me as Agroblaze. That's kind of cool. I won't lie.
The trademark.
No, you spelled my name right. Zach, Z-A-C-K. That's it, Electrum. You got it right, buddy.
And put some respect onto his name. Going to be taking on Leo Vezine on Prism.
Yeah, and this matchup is one that...
Oh, this first term is actually insane.
This is the one that Prism has been prepared
because he had the Wrath,
for.
and I had the second defense reaction. It was actually really good.
Leo starting with an attack.
Headband does give it away, that's true.
Yeah, our player's right in the mix already. Zach was ready with the defense reaction to go ahead and cover up. That feels like a big win on turn 0. Now can he get the Aurora train rolling? Let's see if those 0 for 4s are ready to show up and do their thing.
You can immediately see that I have snaps here, and like I'm looking back at this, I literally feel like that scene from Interstellar where he's like beating on the window and he's like, no, and he's like hitting on the thing. That's exactly how I feel right now.
Second in this matchup is really big for Zach here. I think given this is a very aggressive matchup, it's about who can strike first. Can Leo roll on with those heroes, get one into his soul?
I totally started with Starfall here on purpose.
Bit of protection, or can Zach go ahead?
I wanted Leo to block with a card.
Chunk of damage, put Leo on the back foot, and make
unfortunately he didn't.
Really difficult for Leo to find that pivot turn afterwards to get that herald.
Unfortunately, I don't think he did.
Are going to be so key.
Aggro Blaze at the ready for this Prism matchup does have the balance of justice go ahead and respond to something like the Heralded Erudition draws. Kicking things off here with a Starfall. Going to be backed up by Electrostatic Discharge to, of course, get the go again.
That all you got was a really
Leo
good
with
start.
a perfect answer in the form of that all
That
you
you
got.
got was such a good start.
Very important card for this matchup. We've seen so many that all you got on stream this weekend.
Static Shock for 7.
Work against
Yeah. Getting in the red zone, big
Static
fella.
Shock coming in for 7 here, buffed up by that Electrostatic
Walter White, the
Discharge.
cars are very
Another
accurate
card
one
for Zach
too.
is going to be very important. We've seen the Electrostatic Discharge. Another instant. Lightning
Yeah,
Crash.
using
That's
the
gonna
balance,
probably
not
fire
knowing that
Zach's
it was there, Dave,
only
makes it even
answer
worse.
As a popper, that 2-card makeshift popper in this matchup into Leo for that Phantasm.
It's a good one, though. It can swing the matchup really hard. First blood here going to Aggro Blaze. 7 going to go ahead and get through.
Big chunk of Leo's life there.
It's
Not
also
much.
it's also worth noting they wouldn't let me use my custom tokens. And like, don't get me wrong, I get it. I get why they wouldn't let me like use my custom tokens, but man, I really wanted to.
True embodiment of lightning being made, setting up Zach for the next turn. Going to go ahead and pass the turn back to the Prism player. And we kick things off with that Herald of Erudition.
And I think for Zach here, he does have a lot of fridge on that equipment.
Plenty of armor, plenty of armor. This is just kind of a chip away Herald.
Pretty
of
sure I
Erudition.
block
Don't
with the
expect
card
this
and
one to
balance
hit.
here
You
because
just
I'm
want to
thinking,
do
okay,
some
like
work
I'll
early
crack
on.
it if I need to, but I think I
Unless-
just blocked with it
Unless
here.
there is another pump
That's true.
that
Can
Leo
get
has
tricky.
ready to go. And honestly, I wouldn't expect Leo to actually lead with the Herald of Erudition here unless he had the pump. But looks like he might not unless he arsenaled
Could
it.
be an arsenal.
He did play one on turn 0, of course.
Check the hand of Aggro Blaze here. Couple of blues in current funnel and the Heaven's Claws.
Yeah, I remember the second blue felt really
Electromagnetic
awkward here.
Somersault also at the ready, so no defense reaction on this particular turn cycle.
Glittering charge for Zach in Arsenal.
Yeah, I think I block with one of my blues, and I think I block with the balance
Aggro
here.
Blaze Aurora
I think that's what I did.
No Skyward Serenade. Not a believer in the card. That
Wow.
powerful addition from the Prism, or excuse me, from the Aurora Armory deck. Zach Phillips.
I was wondering how long it would take before they talked about the fact that I was not on Serenade and Skizik.
Has no time for it. He says it's not what I need.
I think Zach's going to have to convince me on that one.
See,
But maybe he
yeah.
can do it right now.
This is how you do it, Hayden. You go ahead and punch your ticket to a top 8 at a Pro Tour. You start making some undeniable proof of your skill, of your greatness in Flesh and Blood.
It's like Leo breaking the chain there and then coming in with the tenacity. Again, we spoke about this in that other Prism matchup. So important to get that Herald through. Dominate can help you do that, but Zach has.
Okay, so before we even talk about how I blocked this turn, I immediately remembered what I played out here. I remember I block with my current funnel, Carapace and Grasp. If I had the Lightning Greaves, I would have been able to block with the blue, the Grasp, and I would have been able to block with Lightning Greaves and save my Carapace to block for another turn later, which would have just been absolutely insane. And it's just like, the block here is a very small thing. The block here is a very, very small piece of this whole puzzle, but again, it still fits into the whole thing and the whole play here of like what could have happened and how I could have played this better. So small advantages like that do change the game.
Still a big chunk of fridge here. Yes, he used the balance, but still has access to that Carapace, to the Grasp of the Arknight.
You just have to chip away if you're Leo. You have to come in with these dominate attacks time after time. Make Zach commit the equipment to the defense here.
I did block
And
with the
then
equipment
eventually-
very early.
Herald of Erudition can do its thing.
What is actually really big about these two dominated attacks as well is that Zach has in hand the Somersault. So shutting off that avenue to do a defensive 2-for-1, you know, block with 2 cards, bounce.
Also wonder if you just let them have soul here. So Dave, the idea is that I'm blocking as much as I can as early as I can, because letting them have it here, I don't want to let Leo have it here, because even though like I do have a more efficient turn cycle if I keep the blue, what I needed to have happen here is I needed to be able to keep 2 cards. Like I needed to be able to block with the Somersault, or I need to be able to use the Somersault. So what would have been a great play is if I could have kept the current funnel and I could have kept the Shockwave and I could have Somersaulted them, because it would have let me save my equipment for a later turn. But 2 dominate attacks was really, really good. Leo played this out very well, keeping a good hand here, not playing the Herald of Triumph that you see in pitch, actually.
them back with the somersault, instead saying, no, you don't have that line this time.
More equipment used here by Aggro Blaze.
Now eaten through a big chunk of just the 2 defense left. It went from having a big fridge to a mini fridge after this turn for Zach.
Fused Arcanic Shockwave kicks things off here.
Flurrying charge in Arsenal for Zach, so Zach can throw a big chunk of damage this turn. Likely we will...
Leo again keeping his hand, realizing he just needs to be able to pressure me.
When it comes to Flesh and Blood. Out there streaming regularly, pending callings, upgrading his game time and time again. Now on the precipice of that first massive breakthrough.
Yo, Brian with the really nice words there. Upgrading his game, attending events. Dude, that was like, I mean, listen, I know that doesn't sound like much of a compliment, but I'm not gonna lie. I really take that as a compliment because like this is a very tough game to be good at, and I really enjoy the fact that I am playing and grinding and getting better as I play more games. So it is really nice to see and to feel and to be a part of. So Brian saying that actually feels really nice. My internet is acting up, so I'm going to say it early. But in that Essence of Ancestry turn, you could have sent E-Strike for 7 and press it for 10. So you would have forced a lot of damage. What a face to pause on. Drew's right, dude. Look at my face. Hang on, I'm going to hide the chat so you guys can see it. Look at my face over here, bro. This is... Somebody needs to like screen capture that shit. That needs to be a meme somewhere. That 100% needs to be a meme somewhere. Hang on, I'm going to like... Oh, I'm going to like take a... Actually... Yeah, I'm gonna snipping tool this. Hang on one second. This is classic. That Pro Tour face when you play in Prism, we'll save that for later. I like that, Drew. Thanks for pointing that out. I'm sure Trent grabbed it. We probably already know. But anyway, yeah, we'll talk about that turn here in a minute, Bluke. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Classic Pat. That's right. Tell him.
Flittering charge comes down for 4 shelter, covering up here. And now we go ahead and get value from that somersault on the offensive side of things.
Yeah, Zach just
you see me kind of thinking a little bit here?
That guaranteed 0-4 ready to go, or just push the damage now. How good is Leo's hand?
Yeah, and it is just
I completely still agree.
Yeah, I like that. I agree.
I like keeping that card.
Damage in chunks as Aurora. But Leo going to have a lot of options on this turn. Wasn't really pressured all that hard. But Herald to kick things off.
A blue Herald,
Blue one, yeah. Significant downgrade here.
Not quite what Leo was looking for, but you know the key is get a Herald into Arsenal. And this
so now we have the somersault that I like to be able to get this back with. But this hand was awkward because it was snatch, E-strike, somersault, and twine. So I have no way to like give go again.
Started. And now it's happened. Leo gets Herald into Soul.
Because I remember thinking that this turn's really awkward if I give up the somersault and I block.
Those last 2 pieces of equipment for probably 2 breakpoints ideally. Okay to let the first one through, and I think Zach really likes his hand. A big.
It's because I did get blown out, right? It's because I did get blown out at Annabelle.
Snapdragon Skeleton. Zach might just say, you know what, next turn my goal is get Leo down to those single digits. And 5 cards is what I need to do.
I think it's very possible he achieves that goal if he stays on these 5 cards. Leo is feeling that, goes ahead and gets a Figment of Protection, adds Spectral Shield to the defenses. Could have some Ward joining the fray as well.
Yeah, I think Leo likely to flip this Figment here. Didn't catch a glimpse of the rest of the hand. I think Leo's going to be pretty happy that he got a blue Herald through, though.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, feels like easy mode. But look, you can't defend forever. At some point, you have to go ahead and consent to the Prism doing its thing.
I go 231.
I remember being very content that this was just 4 go again, because I remember thinking, okay, this could be a lot worse for me. But the 4 go again, not the end of the world, because there's not even the Spectral Shield generation from the extra soul here.
Archangel of Protection does come through, offering 4 more damage. And it's followed up by another blue, so a heavy, heavy blue hand here for Leo. I think he's gotten a lot out of it, frankly.
I agree. Yeah. He made it work really well for him. I was actually interested that he led with the Triumph over the Protection, Not sure if maybe he's thinking Zach runs some 6 attacks, maybe some CNC, for instance. Because usually that lightning press would be enough to get you to 7, so it would pop
My
anyway.
hair looks pretty good without the
Really
headset dent. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
But I think just playing.
I would
it
have
safe,
enjoyed
playing
watching
really
this live, to be honest, Lecter. I imagine it was a fun game to watch live.
I think if Zach hasn't decided to.
For anybody who does not know, by the way, these sleeves that I'm using are called baby blue dragon shields. You cannot buy them really anymore unless you like scalp them off eBay because they're not made anymore. And this was the last box that I had. Somebody bought them for me as like a special thank you for something. And so I've kept them forever.
Defend on the first chain link. I don't see a reason for him to defend now. But he might have an excess card that he...
2 cards given here. And then some.
There's a
That's a
somersault
great
play.
reason to defend, Hayden. Great reason.
Yeah, maybe Zach was just conscious of, didn't want to commit to that first chain link, thinking there's no way I can stop Leo from being able to connect the hero this
Something was
turn.
going to get through. Let's
Yeah.
see what the worst case scenario is.
Correct. Zach not prepared to potentially give up another card, so he doesn't want to be blocking something like a Herald of Erudition on the last chain link.
I like it. I like the style. I think it was thoughtful from Zach. Kicks things off here with an Enlightened Strike. Modes are going to be go again. Not doing anything too crazy, not getting those Snapdragon Scalers in the mix right now, and the ward is cleared here.
Leo just saying, okay.
Follow-up snatch.
So it's important to remember that looking at this hand, I remember thinking I have the flittering charge. If Leo says no blocks, I was going to snap and throw the flittering charge no matter what. I remember thinking that during this part of the game. I remember thinking, okay, like we're going to use snaps. You need to get value out of it. But I think Leo ended up blocking here anyway.
Look over at Leo's hand.
Oh, he's playing Essence of Ancestry Body, so a bit of
Interesting.
aura heavy list here from Leo. And that card is very, very impactful against Aurora. So I wonder what Leo's line is here. Potentially block some damage here.
Yeah, I mean, sure, Martin. Let's talk about how I felt at this spot in the game. So I didn't feel really comfortable right here. I've used most of my equipment. Leo's not been forced to pop Halo or do anything crazy. I've been doing a pretty good job at trying to keep Leo off soul and like kind of off kilter here, like slowly whittling him down, you know, trying to push the tempo a little bit here. And I remember thinking like, okay, like I need one turn to really close this game out. Like I need one turn to put myself in the driver's seat. And like, I didn't feel super great about where I was at, but it definitely felt like I was in a I felt like I was in a pretty good place. Like, I didn't feel great, but I didn't feel bad. I don't know how to describe it. Like, being down on equipment makes me feel bad, but at this point, like, I was trying to pressure Leo, and I know that Snatch is an on-hit effect that he probably doesn't want to let hit, and if he says no blocks, I'm going to throw at minimum the Flittering Charge, and if there's another Go Again card, we're just going to get super aggressive.
Put it into play, set up something in Arsenal, and look to maybe set up a good Halo of Illumination turn. That's what Leo really needs this game, is a really impactful Halo turn. Set up 1 to 2 Figments on the board. But on the Zach side, I mean, if you're Leo here, what's the next play? Is this a Snapdragon's line?
Yeah, that's
If you
always the
don't block it out?
problem. Always the problem when you face the Snatch. You say,
Yeah.
okay, I'll give my opponent a redundant card, but you could just face heaps of damage if Zach does decide to go ahead and commit those Snapdragon Scalers. And I think if this is not defended, that will be the play.
Yeah, the Essence was a really good call for this weekend.
Zach putting
Completely
Leo in a
agree.
tough spot here.
We know there's at least another 0 for 4 in the arsenal, so there's no real brick if you go ahead and push with Snapdragon Scalers here. It could cause some damage on a future turn where you want to clear a bunch of ward. It's not a completely simple decision.
I think if you're Leo, though, what you want is you want to get cards out of Zach's life. Because if you're going to set up this Essence, if you're looking for a big 5-card turn, you really want to start to see Zach play on 4 cards. So I think Leo's goal here is, how do I get Zach into position to play on 4 cards?
Phantasmal Footsteps going to be moved forward here.
Yep.
That tells me we're going ahead.
And I very quickly passed here because I remember thinking like, okay, like
Card
fine.
efficient.
Yeah. But this is the line we talked about, right?
Yeah.
Just get the Essence of Ancestry.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this turn. This is where things drastically go downhill for me and how I started playing poorly. I'm pretty sure my hand is E-Strike, Ninth Blade, Lightning Press, And Entwine Lightning, I think, is my 4-card hand, and I have a Flittering Charge in Arsenal. The best play here was to go E-Strike for 7, and then Lightning Press it. Keep the 9th Blade in hand, give myself an intellect penalty, and just take it on the chin. Push 10 damage, continue to have the Pauper in hand, and set up and pass here. Give Leo 0 value out of the Essence of Ancestry Body other than a 2 block, as it has Ward 2 in play. And I just made a horrible misplay right here. This play paired with the balance play might have actually cost me the game. Yeah, so I play 9th Blade purely as a popper. If you are playing Prism and you throw a Herald of Triumph at me, and I block with 9th Blade, and you Celestial Reprimand it, I still have a 6, which is why I like 9th Blade. That's why I'm on 2 of it, strictly for this matchup. So I actually had a really good hand here, and I could not get out of my own head long enough to realize what was going on. So this is exactly why I finished 14th instead of in the top 8. Brad, what's up, dude? How are you, buddy?
Set up that Herald in Arsenal.
Going ahead with the defensive plan here is Leo.
Oh, actually, didn't catch the Arsenal. Was it the other Aura? Because he ended up blocking with the...
It was the Pierce Realities, what he arsenaled.
Very Aura heavy list here. You see Pierce Reality there in hand for Leo as well.
Light of Soul drawn on this particular turn. Not a lot of
you can tell
blocking available to
you can
Leo.
tell I'm just thinking. I'm thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking here, and I just
see a Lightning Press picked up.
E-Strike, put the Entwine on the bottom.
I thought it was.
That's a 9th Blade of the Blood
It
Oath.
is. There's his popper.
That'll do the trick. That'll get above Herald of Triumph. Yeah, interesting. I think he's going to get a little bit
I played this turn
having an
so
E-Strike
bad.
Put it on the bottom. No, I think he put the Lightning Press. So he's
Putting away the Lightning Press. He really wants to keep that 9th Blade around.
Will we see him IP himself to keep it? I mean, the thing is, he might just pass here.
Oh, man.
Because of the Essence trigger. He would like to make an embodiment, I think. The Essence is going to soak this up.
No reactions. Yep. So we'll let this all fizzle. This will happen, and then I'm just going to pass to you. Yep.
And that's it.
And not making an embodiment. That's got to be it. That's got to be a signal for Leo.
You got to have a think over on Leo's side. It's a hard puzzle to piece together, but I think he can get there. Light of Soul does reveal a Herald, and boy, does this swing the tempo in Leo.
God, now I'm sitting here watching it. It feels so much worse sitting here watching it now. It was such a bad play. That was such a bad play on my part. That was the biggest mistake I made all tournament. Damn. Man. And it cost me... I ended up pushing through 3 damage. If I come in for 7, he still says no blocks, I bet. Damn. I pushed through 3. I could have pushed through 8. Cost me 5 points. Man, feels so bad to sit here and watch this. Such a bad misplay. Was such a misplay. Well, at least I'm watching it here. A mental fatigue is real. I agree. Like, mental fatigue is real, but it is very important. And guys, I really appreciate you guys being supportive. I really do. But I also think it's very important that I take this moment to realize how bad of a misplay that was, because plays like that are the difference between me playing on Sunday and not playing on Sunday. So, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate all the kind words for sure. Like, I really do. But it's very important to remember that was a pretty big mistake for me, and I could have played better. Regardless of whether or not you made top 8, you got 14th at your first PT. It's something to be proud of. Thanks, Brad. I appreciate it, buddy. I mean, I am proud. Don't get me wrong. But you guys are getting to see my reaction to me realizing how bad I punted here. I now realize what Abby was talking about when she said in the Purple Discord that I punted.
Leo's favor. Anytime you hit on that Light of Soul, it feels like an
also, the Light of Soul hit was really good. That was a really good hit.
It's very, very possible that he can use this advantage.
Exactly, Yasui. Exactly.
a lot of advantage, but we know Popper at the ready. Is that going to throw a wrench into Leo's plans?
I think he needed to.
I think
there, though.
I think
the game was starting to get.
I think after missing, after making that mistake, I needed Leo to miss on the Herald here, to be honest, or on the Light of Soul, to be honest.
He couldn't find some nice value on this turn. Light of Soul, a fable for a reason.
Yeah,
a legendary for a reason.
I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm really not. Like, in all seriousness, I'm going to do my best to not beat myself up about it. You are correct, Brad, that I am someone who, like, I am tough on myself. I am very tough on myself. I have been my whole life, but I'm going to do my best not to beat myself up about it. And I'm going to, like, be like, okay, like, we're gonna take that. We're going to move forward, and we're going to do what we can here.
Swingy effect for sure.
I did not expect the essence of Ancestry Body or the ALS, and it did throw me off. You are 100% correct, Dave. 100%.
Some offensive output into the arena.
Electrum, I appreciate it, bro. It means a lot, man.
Saving that Ninth Blade does pay some dividends here. Prevents another potential hit from this Herald. It was a dominate attack, so there was some trouble
Ninth
there
Blade.
for Zach if he didn't have a popper on this.
The Ninth Blade felt really good here.
The thing is, though, Leo's gotten a little bit bailed out by this Light of Soul because he's still popped the Herald into Arsenal's turn, so his hero ability is
turned on. Yeah.
He's found that
if he
figure.
whiffs, if the Light of Souls misses,
turn would have gone
yeah,
for Leo. So
I'd be in a much better spot.
Line. Leo got a little bit of a bailout in the form of a Herald at the ready.
A little bit, though, but the awkward thing is now he has to pay a resource.
You've probably already answered this, but what's the reason for the chest? Dallas, what do you mean, buddy? What do you mean exactly? I'm not 100% sure what you mean. Don't worry, I'll beat you up. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate it, man. And thanks, Brad. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot, buddy. I really appreciate that. We're going to take the highs and we're going to roll with them, right? Joe said we're talking to the 7th player in the States. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. So if you're talking about Dyadic Carapace, it's a 3-block. It does have AB2 on it into certain matchups like Kano and Verdance. But it's a 3-block, and against Prism, I try to block as early as I can throughout the turn, throughout the early game, so that I can deny Soul and deny them from really setting up their hero ability is the idea there.
Into this footsteps, but he does have the blue.
Has the blue in the form of Pierce Reality.
I think it was just play Pierce and Arsenal ALS.
Zach did have to give up a card to do this. He gave up, an embodiment of lightning effectively last turn.
Does put down the Pierce Reality here. And now the offensive output is online.
Yeah, I spoke at the start of this game about this being an aggressive matchup, but Leo's on a bit of a different Prism build with these auras. He's playing it a little bit differently. He's trying to establish some board. He's trying to establish a foothold in the game while holding Zach back, and then Leo's going to find that.
We're getting there. This is the turn.
Big Halo of Illumination turn and start to really roll through.
And Twine Lightning starts the offense.
Thanks, kid. I appreciate it, brother.
Leo's thinking about the defenses.
Another Arclight Sentinel.
That life total getting lower and lower. The Arclight Sentinel.
Can we just forget that illusionists were ever invented? Bro, that would be nice, right?
Not really suited for this turn. Not a lot of resources in the hand.
I believe we have an Arclight in Arsenal as well.
We do have an Arclight in Arsenal. Hayden's correct.
Flooded, not a good place to be.
What he really wants to do here is Halo of Illumination, set up an angel, a Figment of Erudition, flip the angel, come in, and then be able to Arclight Sentinel, protect it, and then come in again.
Man, Hayden was
kind of a classic play
foreseeing the future, dude. Hayden was foreseeing the future right here. Hey, Dice Commando, what's up, dude? I appreciate that, man. That means a whole lot, buddy. I appreciate the kind words, man. It means a lot, brother. Yeah, I know. Like, it's 100%, like, it's 100% accurate that, like, I say I'm not going to beat myself up because I am proud of coming and, like, finishing 14th, you know? Like, it's a big accomplishment, and 14th is better than I honestly thought I would do. So I'm very happy with my placement, but it sucks to watch the punt. Yeah, I know, dude. Dice Commando is awesome, dude. I love his content. I'll watch a lot of his stuff. Light of Soul is so swingy and busted, and sometimes it does jack. Other times it makes this much difference. I actually completely agree, Bluke. The card is very swingy. we're going to talk about this turn here for a second. Now, we're going to talk about this now from where I'm at and what I know about the knowledge of this game. Let's say that there's a world where I sideboard correctly. Right now, there is a Shelter from the Storm in my hand. If we are in a situation where I get to, if I have Lightning Greaves, that means the Diet Carapace has not blocked. I can pitch the Shelter from the Storm to the Starfall. Because what I'm getting ready to do is send Starfall at the Pierce Reality. And I'm pitching Discharge to do it. And I'm arsenaling the defense reaction to set up to play a better defensive game. If we get into a situation where I pitch the defense reaction to Starfall and arsenal the Discharge, and I have the Lightning Greaves up, I win the game next turn. We're gonna walk through it. We're gonna see the whole thing, and I'm gonna talk about why that matters. But just keep that in mind.
Leo definitely with big plans for this next turn.
Yep.
Zach not willing to let that Pierce Reality stick around. Uses the Starfall to clean it up, and then the turn is back to Leo. What is he going to put together this particular go-around? Does have the Herald to start things off. You are correct, Hayden. It's a second Arclight Sentinel sitting there in Arsenal right now.
I think the line here is come in with that Herald, another Dominate, force the issue with Zach, say, what do you got? And then if it hits, he can go and find that Figment of Erudition.
Maybe it's not this turn. Maybe it's a turn later. I don't know.
He was just taking some time to consider all lines.
If you're not losing, you're not learning. I like that. Win more. I like that a lot, dude. I appreciate the kind words. I'm gonna stick with that though. If you're not losing, you're not learning. I like that a lot. I did only see one Ninth Blade. You are correct, Annabelle. Up here, how many people were there? At the PT, there was 545 players, I think.
It's a complicated game state, and this next turn or two is going to...
Largest PT ever.
Look, Prism is a hero that is showing off its raw power.
Maybe this isn't the hand I'm thinking of. Maybe it's the hand after this.
So much of its pilot. So many intricacies you have to navigate. You have to be comfortable playing with your back against the wall. Nothing comes easy to a Prism, but put in the work and you will be rewarded. And speaking of rewards,
actually this is the turn, I'm pretty sure, because I think he drew the Erudition that he threw.
Leo's guaranteeing. I really like this line. I think what Leo was thinking about was, do I come in with the hero but risk getting popped? I've seen a popper now getting blocked out and then not being able to go and find this Figment of Erudition because he would be short on resources to be able to do it. What he wants to do here is play this and then end the chain with that Essence of Body. Just start to set up that board.
Yeah, strong defensive option from Leo.
Yeah, this is
We
it.
talked a lot about Enigma's ability.
My man said I've been learning too much then.
Prism's showing
LOL.
the same thing here this weekend.
This is it, boys. Strap in. This is the turn.
In Essence of Ancestry Body in their list as Prism.
So we just talked about how I could have, if I have Greaves and I have the Discharge in Arsenal, which would be the correct Arsenal based off what I know about how I should be playing the game out. My hand is Heaven's Claws. Heaven's Claws, it's Exude, Static Shock, Arc Lightning.
I was shocked when we saw it, but it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Okay, thank you.
That Archangel is going to get in the mix here. Coming in 4-4, and we're going to go ahead and use the Soul, picking up 2 new cards on Leo's side. Loaded with Heralds here, including a Herald of Erudition.
Draw a card.
Yeah, Leo, even more lines.
Drew into a Ravenous Rabble, I think.
Leo could just raw play this Arclight this turn, protect everything. Or he could keep the chain going, potentially flip another Figment, and then try and play the Arclight on Zach's turn. But that's really risky. You really need to draw minimum 1 blue. And if you draw double red, for instance, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, that would be bad news.
Took 4. I know why I did it beforehand, but I shouldn't have. I should have waited. Knowing that ALS is the thing in the deck.
Let's keep track of that. That Courage is ready, though.
That's the thing. I think the patient play is not to play Hero of Erudition here.
It is.
2 resources have been reached for.
I am going to play Essence of Body.
Okay.
No, he's going to make the patient play.
And I'm going to perfect.
Yeah, I
just
like this.
Arclight Sentinel set up. And look, you build your deck in this fashion.
Look at my face. Look at my face. When I cock my head sideways, this is for anybody, like this is a tell that I have, and I do this when I play poker too. I'm awful. When I cock my head sideways, it is because I am perplexed at how I am going to get out of the situation I am in. The Arclight Sentinel was an absolute blowout here. He gets to keep the Angel. He gets to Arsenal the Herald of Erudition, I'm pretty sure. This was absolutely insane because the Essence of Ancestry Body. Now, don't get me wrong. If I had Lightning Greaves and kept the hand, I don't know that I would have been able to kill Leo here, but I would have gotten through the Soraya. I would have gotten through the Essence. I would have pushed quite a bit of arcane damage, and I would have been in a much better spot than I was in. And it just, I don't know, just felt so bad. Yo, let's go. Weston becoming a member of support on YouTube. Dude, Weston, thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate that. It means a lot, dude. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. You can see this is where it all goes downhill. This is where I lost the game. The E-Strike play was a punt. I 100% acknowledge that that was a mistake. I'm up 27-8, and if I sideboard correctly and I'm playing correctly, actually Leo's probably like 5 life lower, so he's at 3, which means we probably forced a card earlier, which means he's probably at 6, and we're able to like still have this hand.
It makes a lot of sense that you're the type
I think
of
we
player
win
who
the
goes
game
and
if we
takes
play
this
correctly.
Yep. Yep. Very well played from Leo there. Cracks the Ponder token.
I wasn't able to
All
use
of a
my
sudden,
defense reaction.
Leo has swung things with this massive board after back against the wall.
That Archangel gonna stick around. I want to check Leo's hand because you took a gambit here. You need to be able to turn it into offense. Don't love the red, but otherwise, strong draw. Herald of Erudition at the ready, has the Herald. I think he's going to be able to piece something special together here.
He's got Herald plus Wrath, and he's got the
he's got the Courage token. It feels like there's almost no defenses here, short of a popper.
Short of a pop, but he's also got the Angel. Of course, no soul at the moment, but if he can get, and he's got the War Tune, I feel like he's got mostly what he needs. And
yeah,
then
he's rolled up.
The 0 for 4 defense reaction, Shelter from the Storm to back it all up afterwards.
Sitting over there doing everything I can to try and make this better.
Zach really needs to find a line to
make. You can actually pinpoint the second where his heart rips in half is accurate.
Zach has looked very comfortable in the feature match area.
He strike turn aside, water illusionist.
Until right now.
He's just the camera.
Until right now. Until right now. I'm starting to see some doubt creep in for the first time. Starting to feel a little bit of that overwhelming arena presence that Prism is capable of generating.
On the flip side,
yeah.
Leo, actually back against the wall, started off on the back foot a little bit, went down to 24 very quickly, but it's just had a plan. A plan. Find the Arclight, find the pivot turn, find my Halo turn, and has been very patient.
Can definitely tell I was thinking for a long time. I know the judge sitting there was about to ask me to make a play.
Zach really having to think about this turn. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at his hand if we can?
Of course.
Blocking us a little bit right now with head on hand. You see Arclight.
I drew the Rabble too.
Exude confidence.
Yeah.
I remember thinking I'm going to play the Arc Lightning here. I'm going to play the Arc Lightning here because I want to be able to take a card from Leo's hand to force the situation of Angel or Ancestry here. And he had the Shelter. Now, it didn't really matter because the blue would have been the same, I think, but it worked out either way.
Arc Lightning to lead the turn.
Yeah, it is going to get a card from Leo here, though, to defend this arcane damage. Interesting to see Zach crack the... Oh, but that's a very good response.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yep, so you'll have 2 prevention floating?
Yes.
Leo was a little resource light, I would say, on this turn. Pitching to go ahead and go after.
I think I pitched Exude in blue to activate Grasp to force another... At this point, maybe I'm not even supposed to. Oh, Static Shock.
And Rune Chant token. Can Zach do enough things to force more go again? He cannot.
Does this interaction work?
It pops.
It does pop?
Yeah.
Okay, so you prevent the last one.
Yes.
I hit this.
Rune Chant's going to do its thing. Arc Light Sentinel gets cleared.
Weapons do pop the rune chance.
I also should have pitched to Aurora here. I should have pitched one of my others. I should have pitched the
Zach
Exude.
chose not to go ahead and make the embodiment here.
Yeah, I should have made the embodiment.
I want to give him a lot of credit here. I think that kind of represents Popper very well.
Yeah, selling it.
Yeah. And look, maybe that is the correct thing to do in this spot. Maybe that manipulates Leo a little bit and keeps him off this play. But the reality is, for Leo, he just has everything he needs here. There's no way he can afford to go ahead and pass on the opportunity to try and hit with this Herald of Erudition.
Yeah, I would have given myself one more card to draw into the ninth blade.
Creativity. Like, I really think that's what was going on there. But I don't know if it's going to pay off here.
Block 2. Yep. Reactions.
Oh, but from the arsenal, it's Shelter.
I also should have blocked with a card from hand.
Covers it up. And we
Would have played around the Wrath.
And unfortunately, there is the Wrath.
If I
That's
block
going
with
to
a
push
burn-up
over
shock
the
from
top
hand,
here.
it gives me a better
Zach
spot.
did what he needed to. He saved that equipment like we spoke about. But Leo just having the answer like we spoke about. Another
Yep.
Angelic Wrath.
Because I could give the burn-up and shock here and then
On
go
Zach's
4,
side,
4,
there is
4.
not an
Like, and
additional
I get to play
reaction.
around
That
this,
means
and
Herald of
so
Erudition's going to
Leo's
do
turn is
its
over from
thing
here.
in multiple ways here.
It is for 6 because of the card. So I
Zach
get the 24.
does have a burn-up shock in hand. An instant speed source of arcane damage, which can cause some havoc with these wards. It might be able to get this essence of, because Leo is now, depending on what he draws, if he goes resourceless at some point, but I don't think he's going to. He's gonna have enough to attack with the Angel here. He'll find a Figment.
I'm feeling the tension of a Winnanen starting to go ahead and see.
Isn't there another Erudition in Arsenal? I don't think so. I don't think he Arsenaled it earlier. Because if he goes for the Wrath, like, he has no resources left in hand. So I don't think so either way, Annabelle.
Been down.
I think there's a 1 for 5 in Arsenal. I think it's a blue.
Felt like business as usual, but it feels like the atmosphere in the room got a little tenser, a little darker, a little more focused.
Leo just checking graveyard there just to see, just double checking his Figments. Maybe sideboard, probably didn't sideboard one out. Looking what to go after. I think just checking what's left as options after this in the deck. What's the best grab here? Because I think he might go and get his Herald of his Angel of Rebirth.
Yeah,
Figment of Rebirth,
he's
sorry.
playing a few moves in advance right now. It's not necessarily about what's happening.
What I'm
in
taking
this
away
moment.
from this
It's about
match
what
is
the next
Canada's
step
better than
is
USA.
in this game.
That's hilarious, Electrum. I love that.
I think it looks like that's what he's going to pull out, this Figment of Rebirth here. I mean, he's planned it all out here in this one. And then Triumph, though.
Triumph, okay.
Maybe he has a different plan for the Rebirth, potentially.
Yeah, I wonder how much it's around Arclight Sentinel insurance.
Yeah. Potentially this is the one that he doesn't mind losing, so go
Yeah.
grab this one and use it as a bit of protection, a bit of insulation.
Two reds pitched here to go ahead and get that Archangel into the mix, but 2 more cards are going to be picked up by Leo.
I wonder if Zach considered responding with the burn-up shock, but he just said okay.
No blocks.
I guess this essence of ancestry is
I
just
also-
keeping things too
Yeah,
much.
it's a shield. It's a
I was like,
really
I also should have
problematic shield
responded with the shock when
that
he
makes
went to
any of these
draw.
tricky plays
Would have been a better
feel
play.
A little bit less worth it. Wartune Herald.
Oh, so it's a
from the
1 for
Arsenal
7,
resource
but there was
floating
it
here.
was not a Herald of Erudition.
No blocks. I go to 13.
And all of a sudden, the life totals near parity. When you
Yep.
count the ward out there in the arena, they're actually leaning in Leo's favor.
Yeah. I think Zach with a 4-card hand here now after defending with that defense reaction. Leo stacked up on Figments now.
Yeah, Ravages enters the fray
Man,
here.
it's crazy. Those 2 turns.
1 more damage added to the tally.
Those 2
Strong
turns.
ward available,
The
and not
E-strike
just any
turn,
ward,
big
also
mistake.
That Essence
And
of
then
Ancestry
the
doing double duty, perhaps
not
shutting down
sideboarding
2
correctly.
attacks
The ALS
from
turn.
Aggro Blaze this next cycle. Time for another Figment to go ahead and get in the mix.
Yep, makes sense. Make use of the ability. While you have it.
And now there are piles of ward on Leo's side.
A lot of ward over
Can Zach
there.
find
Way
a
too
way
much.
through this.
Does have the double go again. That's a good start. You know what, Zach? As long as there's not a yellow or blue on top of that deck, that could be potentially game losing for Zach here.
We've seen it time and time again, the Ravenous Rabbles. They giveth, then they taketh away.
Maybe he's a Gorganian Tome Enjoyer and he might hit the absolute
That
high.
would be
Maybe
something.
he's a
That would be something.
Gork Tome
Look, Zach has a
enjoyer,
unique
yo.
approach to
Hayden's
deck
out
building.
here with it.
He reaches his own conclusions. He doesn't follow the trends. He figures things out, and then he believes in his own approach to the game. Something like Gorganian Tome would be the perfect embodiment of such an ethos.
So I'm going to be honest. I feel like it would be very easy to take Brian's comment right there, like in a very backhanded fashion. That like it's very like, oh, he follows his own thing, he does his own like yada yada yada. But I'm going to be honest. I don't think that Brian meant that in a negative fashion. I actually think that Brian meant that as a compliment. That like I play what I think is best and I play to my own, like abilities and things like that. I think that Brian meant that as a compliment, if I'm being honest. I don't think that was meant as a shot. I don't think Brian was trying to insult me. I genuinely think he meant that as like a positive thing, that like I play what I think is best.
Leo here he's got this 5-card hand as well. I wonder how much he's willing to give up these angels this turn, depending on how many heralds he has here.
I remember exactly what I did.
Look over at Leo's hand next time he picks it up, because I think that's going to dictate a lot of what's going on here.
Oh, he's got another Angelic Wrath
Oof.
to push another herald over the
I
top
think
potentially.
this is the
Good
turn where he
output on
won.
that
I think
turn,
this
for
is the turn
sure.
where he wins.
It's going to come down to the break points, I think, and this is going to tell us.
Top card of the deck.
It
It is a red. Mercifully a red.
Yellows with rabble, yeah.
Breathes a big sigh of relief, I'm sure, seeing that red on
That
top.
was the expected outcome, but you never know until you flip over
I
the
remember seeing that red and thinking, thank God.
top of your deck.
If he didn't hit a red there, he wouldn't have been able to kill, because he's targeting
Yeah,
the angel
it would
here.
have been disastrous.
I had to kill the
think he's
angels
right,
here.
I think Zach has to clear these two angels and say,
The somersault.
show me what you got with the hand.
I remember thinking you have to have a clunker here.
Leo lets that one
I
go.
have to have a good
guys.
one, and I have to clear the board,
Does the play
and you
remain
have
the
to
same,
have
but
a
we still
and you have to
go
have a
after
clunker.
These angels get a little breathing room, a little safety. We know there's not a lot of relief for Zach in Leo's hand.
Somersault.
Make sure to target your attack, Zach.
I will attack this angel as well.
Yeah, he's going after the angel again.
Same direction.
Okay. I'm going to close the combat chain.
I remember
Now,
like trying to think about my
Zach.
turn a little bit here.
Ready to follow up here. 2 cards left. We know he has
Exude Confidence is one of them.
confidence.
Exude confidence before
There is the Exude coming through.
targeting.
Leo could just let this go here. He'll lose his essence.
Take 2, go to
but
6.
the 5-card hand might be enough for him.
Take 2.
Yes.
Take
Yeah,
2,
no
go to
block.
6.
Damage just comes
That was the
through.
last point of damage I ever dealt.
Gonna arsenal past you.
Essence does its thing.
I think getting rid of the angels
Zach
was the
dodges
correct
that
play.
Trigger.
Looks like Zach's finally found a channel Lightning Valley.
Triumph for 7 go again.
Herald of Triumph comes through,
Nice.
offering 7.
Zach was hoping to find a popper this time around.
So the funny thing is that for all the things that happened this game and for the mistakes that I made, I actually think there's a world where I could win this game. If I drew a 9th blade right here, I can jam it in front of this, and then Leo's hand is Wrath and like another attack that he hits me with, and I'm at 12. So the fact that like my hand was 2 instants, it was Somersault, Channel Lightning Valley, a Gone in a Flash, and a 2 block. And I blocked 5 and somersaulted because I knew I was gonna have to block. But if one of those, like if the Channel Lightning Valley is a popper, I think I'm actually able, like if it's a 9th blade, I think I'm actually able to still fight through this
Have to be
game a
very
little bit.
Specific one in this instance, of course, Herald of Triumph invalidates the 6 power poppers, but we've already seen a 9th blade in the deck. Don't know how many copies we're dealing with.
I'm pretty sure I decided to block with 2 cards.
Yeah, because he doesn't have any equipment left to offer.
It's a flittering
His hand
charge.
does not defend well. He does have that somersault, so he could block for 5 and bounce them.
3 block, 2 block, 2 no blocks.
Zach does have that shock in Arsenal, which could provide, we spoke about the instant speed ability to throw a ping of damage out there. He has cleared that Essence of Ancestry body now. That could come into play with
Leo
a
can
Figment.
offer a lot of damage on this turn, and Zach's maximum defensive ability is 10.
Yeah.
At a precarious 12, that's pretty scary.
Potentially with an 11, 18 damage potentially this turn from Leo.
Yeah, and Zach realizes he has to get these 2 cards in on the defense, and we have to go ahead and rebuy.
But it's not going to stop the on-hit effect.
It
Leo
is not.
going to flip another Figment here.
Yep.
And that's bad news if you're an Aggro Blaze fan.
That's
Also
bad
tell
news
Leo
if you're an
that-
Aggro Blaze
Do you have
fan.
anything else in hand?
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's
But
hilarious.
you would have
Easy to
stopped.
read.
You would have done it. Yeah. So Leo can piece out what the rest of his turn looks like to potentially try and push through lethal
Rebirth?
here.
And he's going to go ahead and grab that Figment of Rebirth now.
Man,
I think Zach's going to be priced into having to defend with these 2 attack actions after this as well.
Almost certainly, and that makes the rest of the hand feel much, much worse.
yep.
Channel Lightning Valley is a card.
John, thanks for coming by and hanging out, man. Hope you have a good night, brother.
The Herald of Erudition here. Nope. Moving to
Oh.
the top of the deck. Rebirth.
It was
Let's
the
not get ahead of
rebirth.
ourselves.
It was the rebirth.
That would have been something for sure. I was going to say, I didn't think there was a Herald of Erudition in the hand.
Immediately flips.
I remember thinking I have to take
Thing
this.
Offering 4 damage.
Oh, I got so excited there for a second.
I understand why.
But we also know that Leo has the Angelic Wrath in hand.
And he's got a
Still a
1 for
resource
5
floating
or
here.
something like that in the arsenal, I'm pretty sure.
Is Burn Up Shock going to get a chance to go ahead and have some influence over this game?
I wonder if that was the point that Zach, he's been so patient.
So I had no way of knowing this, but there was a world where if I play the burn up and shock right there, I force Leo to make a really tough decision. And by really tough, I mean it's not like super tough because he obviously just like pays 1 and then he pitches his last card to attack and still forces a card out of my hand. But then I'm left with Channel Lightning Valley. A 0 for 4. I'm left with Channel Lightning Valley and a 0 for 4, I'm pretty sure. Which doesn't really fit the bill. I can kill the Angel and then Arsenal to CLV, but I do think I was supposed to play it
Wonder if
there.
He had to throw it there. Because
War
we
Tune Herald
know
use here.
that if he had, it would have stopped this. This Wrath puts this to 10? I wonder if that was the time for the shock there. To try and force
It
a card
was.
there.
Hayden's right. I was supposed to
See what
I was
that
supposed to
comes
just
off.
lean into it and play
Maybe
it.
it had to be. And in this spot, all you can do is potentially defend for
Completely agree, Dave. The 5 damage
5.
haunting here.
Go ahead.
Completely agree.
Give Leo yet another Figment.
I don't think he can play around. I think he just a block for 3. I don't think you can play around another Angelic Wrath.
Yeah, and if that's the case, does that mean Leo can just comfortably shove here and look to punch a ticket?
Yeah, there's no world
To the top.
Third Prism, potentially.
there's no world I'm ever blocking with both cards here.
Unexpected turn of events.
Hey, Makolo, what's up, buddy?
Zach rightly.
So, Electrum, I think I'm supposed to shock when Leo pitches his blue to attack. Because, so before blocks, I play the shock and then force Leo to make a decision. Because then he's forced to pitch his Wrath to attack for 7. And it would have been really good for me because I would have not died here. Now, I still have to block 3 and go to 2. And then my hand is Flittering Charge and Channel. So, it's not really a winning hand, but I can clear the Angel and Arsenal.
Time going
And maybe
into
Leo
taking
draws a
this one
clunker.
Not an easy decision here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, get
Yeah,
a little bit
have
more
to check.
information.
This is exactly what Zach is considering.
Wow.
Do I just lose in this spot? But the situation is more complicated.
The funny part is, this
Answer
is the
that
third
question.
one.
You have to ask yourself. if
This
I
is
do
the
make
third
this
one.
event,
He's seen
does
2
have
already.
Can I even win from
Can
that
you win?
point?
There's 2 Wraths in
Yeah.
game as well.
That's the type of thing that pushes you towards taking a risk here.
I think he's going to do it. I think Zach's
That's
gonna do it.
exactly.
I mean, I think he has to here.
Defends for 3. Leo reaches. He grabs the Wrath. Zach checks the arsenal and extends the hand, and Leo has punched the ticket. into our top 8.
Wow.
The third Prism
Man.
joins the host of Illusionists already in the top 8.
Oh, man.
5 Illusionists in the top 8 thus far. Hey, and I thought this was an aggro metagame.
Man.
Where the Auroras that were supposed to tear apart these Illusionists that were supposed to offer damage turn after turn.
What a game. What play from Leo. Just masterfully. Was on the back foot from the outset, down to 24 so quickly, but had the vision. Knew about setting, I'm going to set up this Halo turn. I'm going to do the Angel of Erudition play. I'm going to get my Figment of Erudition out. I'm going to find the Arclight. And that Essence of Body Ancestry both times was huge for Leo.
I feel like that's almost a rehearsed turning point for Leo in this matchup.
100%.
He's done it so many times. You know it.
Unquestionably. And, you know, I have to give a shout out to Zach, Aggro Blaze. Again, just such a force of positivity in this community. Sets out to stream every day, to teach the community, to share information with everyone, to take his own unique approach to deck building and put it forth to the world. That takes a lot of courage, and he played with courage this weekend, but ultimately falls just short of a top 8. A lot to be proud of, but still more steps to take before you can go ahead and punch a ticket into the top 8 the way Leo just did.
Nothing wrong with losing a win in a Pro Tour.
Okay. You got experience with that or something?
A little bit, yeah, a few.
Okay. Well, look, it would be so fitting to just say that was an awesome end to our Swiss rounds in the Pro Tour.
Man, I gotta tell you, Brian with the super kind words, dude. Brian, if you end up watching this, man, I really appreciate the nice words, man. Really means a lot, dude. Brian really, Brian, man, that's, I don't know. It's just a super nice compliment to hear from Brian. I don't know. That's, wow. I cannot express the appreciation of that enough. Anyway, you guys got to see it firsthand. We talked about all the mistakes that I made, the different things I could have changed, how I could have played better. You know, let me know what you guys think about that game. You know, like if there's anything I missed or anything else that we could have done differently. You know, I definitely would have definitely some better plays that we talked about, things I could have done better there. So I just, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, guys, I have to use the bathroom. I'm about to, I have to use the bathroom. I'm about to piss all over myself. We're going to take a short break here, 2 minutes. I'm going to use the bathroom. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the Aurora deck, some of the changes I've made, why I think it's a good pick for ProQuest season, and we're going to play some games to close out the night. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Kyle requested 5 subs of water. Fucking weeb. It was not water. That was not water.
Oh, here, have some water.
I was lied to. The lies. Yo, only 4 cups? Listen at this man. That is 4 full cups, Cusco. This fucking guy, bro. This fucking guy. What? Rookie numbers? Bro, Cusco's out here. Look, this motherfucker's just sitting over there with a pot of sauce going, oh yeah, I'm stirring that shit up, baby. I'm stirring it up. Oh my God, we're going crazy tonight. This is as close as I'm ever going to get to going Super Saiyan right now. So I just need you all to know how, back-to-back Command & Conquer Pummel turns in back-to-back games! Ah! And you know what? Just like Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not fucking leaving! That's right! This is the kind of content we're looking for right here. The fab tutorials that blow your mind. Blow your mind. The recipe is literally just vodka and Sprite and some Mio. You know, it's the water flavoring things. You know, like the little squirt. You squirt the little water in. You squirt the little juice in the water, and then it's like, oh, num. This is so good. That's what it is. That's the secret sauce. I just crammed them all in my mouth. My God, this hand is dog water. absolute dog water. I lied. You definitely did. It's your friends that you trust the most that hurt you. Can't even get my words out without laughing. Fuck. Dude, Call of Duty? Bro, dude, I'm good. I'm not, dude, I'm not even that drunk, Diablo. Dude. Ugh. Make you want to kick a fat kid at Kmart, you know what I'm saying? Am I like, who's your daddy when I walk into a room? No, absolutely not. All right, short break, and we're back. My man said I was nodding off and woke up to being yelled at. Turtle, I apologize. The Be Right Back video is hilarious. I was like, it's probably very jarring if you were asleep, but I love it, dude. Be Right Back video gets me every time. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. We did PT London story time at the very beginning of the stream. We just rewatched my game from round 15 on coverage. If you haven't got a chance to check it out, be sure to check it out at the PT. It was a really good game. Leo played really well. For anybody who does not know, I use what's called the Codex Journal to keep track of all my games at bigger events. Battle Hardens, Callings, ProQuests, Pro Tours. Check it out. ! Codex in the chat. Code AgriBlaze96 to save 10% at checkout. It's a great way to keep up with your games and help you improve. Also, we've got this cool little sponsor sitting in the very bottom right now. So, congrats on the PT run. Yo, Wizard, I appreciate it, man. It means a lot, buddy. I love it when you realize LSS pays attention to what is happening in the community. Completely agree, Martin. It's actually awesome to hear that, Brian knew me, as AgriBlaze and who I am. So it was really cool. And, I really appreciate all the kind things that they had to say. It was really nice. What do you think you'll play if Aurora LL's in ProQuest season? Back to Victor? I don't know that I'll go back to Victor. Probably play Florian. Florian will be at the top of my list of things to play. To be honest, probably be looking at, playing Florian. Will probably be towards the top of my list, to be honest, Jeff. Need to get one of the codexes. Is there an AgriBlaze or Aurora one? There is an AgriBlaze one. Absolutely. There is an AgriBlaze one. The code, ! Codex, actually takes you to the AgriBlaze one. Be sure to check it out. All right, let's talk about some of the changes to the deck from PT. So you notice that normally I was on a 48 card main deck. We're on Sizzles now. I'm on Sizzles because I want to run Purgatory. If you want to catch the full breakdown of the deck, catch the video tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern time. I'm on Sizzles in the main. I'm on 3 Written in the Stars and 1 Heaven's Claws now. We have made the change over to Written in the Stars because I think that it pairs really well with Arc Lightning, and it's still a blue block 3. Less value with Somersault, but still good. We are on 51 cards in the main deck. I did not change any of my sideboard cards. I cut Fries and added in Sizzle. I'm playing Sizzle because I want to make Purgatory work, and it gives me 12 non-attack actions in the main deck. Unless we bring in Flicker Wisp, then we have 15. But that's the idea. That's what we're going for. Let's play some games. Let's round out the night. We'll see who's up and who's grinding. Let's just completely reload the page here, I guess. Comp CC, public games, and let's see what we got. We'll see what we can get. Runeblade's always good indeed. Heard people are losing their minds about OTK Florian. You've been playing it since the beginning and you feel offended? I believe that, Johnny. I believe it. Yo, playing against Fi? Probably Crown of Providence, I imagine, is the play. I don't really think I have a Fi sideboard game plan. Scars, Sigils, Shelters. Try to run them over. Think we want to be on Purgatory as opposed to Crown of Providence here. No AB as expected. Not really an efficient use of the Lightning Press here. I'm going to play the Sizzle. Do I want to go Grasp and Embodiment? Or do I just want to throw 8? It's probably just Grasp and Embodiment, right? Grasp and Embodiment just feels better. We're kind of wasting the Sizzle. Send you my post-PT list as well. Yo, let's go, dude. I'm excited to take a look at it, Nate. Is that what you're playing this weekend? Or what are you playing this weekend? Do you know? Oh, running it back to ProQuest season 100%, Kafrika. 100%. We definitely running it back to ProQuest season, brother. Listen, I'm here for the joke. I'm here for the joke, Electrum. PT London was happy to see you on stream. Kafrika, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Yo, T, what's up, dude? My man said Fortnite guy. I swear, if I turn around and I hear Fortnite guy, I know that it is, I know that it's like almost assuredly going to be, it's almost assuredly going to be like T or Matt W or somebody, dude. What's up, T? Hope you made it back safe from the PT fam. What does our hand look like here if I go Arcanic Shockwave, fuse with Current Funnel? Actually, are we supposed to go Arcanic Shockwave? We can go Arcanic Shockwave, fuse with the Written in the Stars, throw Rabble, play Written in the Stars, and then block here. And then we can also block with the Shelter. I ain't got time to figure out other stuff. My man said, I don't have to work for like a week and a half. And then he's like, bro, I guess I'll just not have any time to figure it out. Like, my man, you said, you even told on yourself. You even said you ain't working, bro. Get out of here. How many cards and stuff did you sign this weekend? I didn't keep count, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, I took quite a few pictures and signed quite a few cards. You know, it's honestly, it's my favorite part of the community is hanging out with everybody and like, you know, getting to know everybody and having a good time. It is far and away my favorite part of the community. So I don't know the exact number, to be honest. Lightning Press, not a bad one to draw. Create an embodiment, draw card. Arsenal, the Lightning Press, pass. We drew a Snatch. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo. Hide your families. I mean, I guess we can block 4. We're blocking 4 to block 5, basically. I did sign 2 cards for you. That is true. Listen, I'm happy to like sign cards and take pictures. It's a lot of fun. I did also learn that there is like a political joke in Brazil called "Do the L." Apparently, it's a political joke, and I took a picture with somebody doing that, which I thought was pretty funny. It was pretty cool. I try not to get too political, you know, because like, you know, we're here to play cards and have a good time. Like, not here to. We're here to play cards and have a good time. Like, I'm not here to like fight with you about politics. You know what I mean? So, also Aurora best deck. What else do you want me to say? You didn't have to say anything. I was just giving you a hard time, dude. Thought it'd be fun to harass you because you know that's what gamers do. I have no idea. Just thought it'd be fun to harass you. On hit, draw 2 cards. Ka-chow, 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 ka-chow. Scar for Scar, because we still have 1 less life. Insane. Forgo again, fuse. What does this thing even do? Alright. You draw a card. Bro is living in like 2040 over there. This isn't even like the Dando special. Marvel Rivals boy is mean to me, bro. Oh my gosh, Nate, you're something else, dude. Marvel Rivals boy is mean to me. Okay, sure. I was like, it's got to be something, I'm assuming. Are we going to give them Sizzle Lightning Surge? How do we want to block here? Keeping Written in the Stars is a little weird if we don't have a lightning card, and we're risking having a weird one with Scar, Snatch. So I could block Written in the Stars, Lightning Surge, and Purgatory. probably our best play. Drawing current funnel feels fine. Are we just blocking this as well? Because I don't want him to be able to use pouncing links? Or am I actually just going to take 2? Yeah, I think I am. Right? Because he's going to be able to go 4 wide no matter what. And it doesn't matter. Draw a card is actually insane here. We're going to go to 17. Because I want to be able to turn my Scar for Scar on. And plus we have Channel out, so I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. Plays another Prowess of Agility. Starfall for 5. Ha 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 ha. Yo, that was fast. Gotta catch 'em all, cause he's Danny Phantom. How are we playing this? I mean, are we just snapping? I mean, we should, right? Because we just have a play. We have the Scar no matter what. We're going to throw this for 4. We could technically force a card, right? It's probably just correct to just pitch the channel and throw 7 here. Or no, we can't because we don't have the embodiment. But we do get to keep channel. Oh, and you're starting with 5? That's so good for us, right? I didn't want to Aurora. Why did I guess I wanted to have the embodiment for this turn, but having snaps or embodiment for this turn is kind of the same thing, I guess. So, probably. Did it change my opinion of Serenade? It actually did not. It did not actually more. I actually feel exactly the same. I actually feel exactly the same. This is probably like flight path into links here, I had to guess. But anything you'd like to see in the next expansion slot set? I'd like to see something, I don't know, like I want to see Met get some love. And I know that that's probably like a pretty popular opinion. But I would really like to see Mechanologist get some love. Like, I would like to see Puffin do really well. Also, like, my opponent's just, like, as Dave said, super cooked. It will feel better. They could actually just force multiple cards out of our hand here. I mean, we just have to keep Arc Lightning and Burn Up, though, right? Like, we can block 6 and be fine. We didn't technically have to block, but it's okay. It didn't really matter. Arc Lightning draws us 2 cards. Bananas. Bananas. Both sides of Burn Up and Shock's just lethal unless they have Shelter. Uh-oh, Moore, get out of here, bro. Yeah, we literally just had to keep 2 cards to kill them there. They would have had to have had a Shelter there to be able to get out of that situation. For what it's worth, after the Burn Up and Shock, we were going to go E-Strike, put the E-Strike on the bottom, draw a card, somersault it back, E-Strike for 7, just to push the advantage of the arcane value there. But yeah, I mean, I forgot the Max Armory deck came out. I'm going to be honest, with the Pro Tour, I was so focused, I didn't even make a video for the Max Armory deck. Do you guys want me to take the time to make a Max Armory deck video for next week to talk about upgrades for the deck? Oh no, it's my worst enemy, Blaze Aggro 69. We're cooked, boys. We're cooked. We're cooked. Please a Max video? Okay, I'm down for sure. I think this is Purg, Carapace, Grasp, Snaps, and then our sideboard plan is defense reactions and flickers. And we'll just try to combos. There is no upgrade for that trash? Bro, get out of here. Get out of here, dude. Pause. Thank God we brought in combo. Flittering Charge, Activate Aurora, Arsenal Lightning Surge. Actually, no, we didn't bring in any instants, so it is Arsenal Lightning Surge. My evil twin? Dude. I like that Liam knew it was going to be Fatigue Fang before this even started. I'm curious to see if they can fatigue us if we know we're playing. That's not what I wanted to do. Shit. We're going to Arsenal the Lightning Surge. That's what we wanted to keep. I mean... This is like super fatigue. Block Gone in a Flash and Rid in the Stars, I guess. I could block Rid in the Stars and 2 pieces of equipment and try to get aggressive. I don't know how I feel about this. Really don't know how I feel about this. We were taking a chance that we just get got by Fatal Engagement. I think I'm just going to plan on arsenaling the channel no matter what here. Yep. The pummel would have been soul crushing, I agree. There was some rationale to giving Purge there, to giving Purgatory. So now I think we can play it and bounce it back to our hand. Oh, blowout. So good. Do I want to throw the Gone in a Flash here to force card and equipment? Is there any world that I activate Grasp? I think so. I think because we're forcing a card, like we're going to get a card to Arsenal no matter what here. At least we should, theoretically, unless there's just another defense reaction. That feels bad. I still think it was correct because we were forcing them to have it right there. I want to save this for like a combo turn. Is there any world we're supposed to play it to push the value here? I don't think Burn Up and Shock is going to get the value we want here, right? I think we have to save the Arc Lightning, though. I think we have to. I'm finally caught up and I have to leave again in 20 minutes. Are you at work, Dot? We'll pitch the Arc Lightning. How's work going, buddy? It might be because of loyalty beyond the grave. I'm honestly not sure. Interesting. We're gonna set up a 5-card hand and just pass. That doesn't feel great. Also, not being able to play the Sigil of Suffering here feels really bad. Man, we do not have much of an option here. Do I need to protect the Snatch? Like, do I just give 2 cards and the Grasp here? If I give 2 cards and Grasp and it is the Fatal Engagement, it's an absolute blowout. Or if it's a Pummel, like we do just get randomly destroyed. If I say no blocks, I can go Shockwave, no Fuse, Entwine, Snap, Entwine. We're going to take 6. 2.5 the stream to catch up. I mean, that's true. It's Taylor. We should have just known, right? We should have just known. I mean, I guess that's true. It could be Fatal Engagement would be the card, right? That would be the card we would have to look out for. What a hand. Also, like, that being Command and Conquer instead of, like, anything else was, like, pretty bad. Like, even a 2 for 6 we could have played the Sigil against, right? Like, a different card. I mean, Gregor's Kowalski was playing Axe Fang, so, like, it could be a real thing. Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know the answer to that. Yo, let's go, dude. Scorched Rose becoming a member of Big Support on YouTube, dude. Rose, thank you so much for becoming a member of Big Support. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. I really appreciate that a whole bunch. Like, a pro can meme. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, we have snaps in matchups like this to bail us out. Is like the idea. Do I want to somersault this? Or do I just want to Arsenal the somersault and pass? I think we'll just Arsenal the somersault and pass. Okay. Man, we're just getting punished for every decision we're making this game. Like, every decision we make is just getting ultimate punished here. So we take 1. All right, interesting exchange there. Smokeout is Draconic, yep. Gotta show love to the community with some practice. Maybe I'll see you at Singapore. Rose, I hope that's true. I hope you get your invite. I was like, love to see the community do well, and I hope that pans out for you. We're going to overpitch to Grasp. Actually, hang on, is this wrong? Are we just supposed to pitch with the Flicker Wisp here and then play the Written in the Stars? We can overpitch to set up the second cycle, and then we can play Written. Because we know we have an Arc Lightning on the bottom. We can Flicker and Written. I just don't think it's correct. We have a good defensive tool in Arsenal. We're just going to set up and play to it. What the hell is going on? I mean, back to back hands like this, we are hitting the very bottom side of variance right now. And I mean the absolute floor of variance. We are going to get fatigued against some nonsense like this. We spent all my luck at London. You know what? I'm going to be honest. If I spent all my luck at PT London, then you know what? That's just how it goes. I'm happy to take that one. Happy to take that one. Although, admittedly, Sizzle coming in for 5 does feel pretty good here. Fry would just let us lightning press. So, Fry would actually be immensely better. To all you Sizzle lovers, Fry would just be strictly better. Now, to be fair, this is like one of the worst hands of all time, but still. It is worth pointing out that it would just be better. All right, here we go. Let's try and turn it around here. Yeah, I mean, landing me 20th in the world, like an elo, and me just being lucky, deal. Honestly, deal. We're gonna catch them all because he's Danny Phantom. I mean, yeah, sure. It's like, if you're just willing to let this hit, I'm willing to just let it happen. A card does not get bottomed. We're gonna press to try to come over the top. Yep. This is the unfortunate side of the beginning of these games. We have a somersault here. We're going to somersault this back to our hand, pitch the Entwined Lightning to Starfall, and then throw Snatch. We've already seen 2 That All You Gots, and we want to be throwing Starfall as much as possible in this game. Keeping 2 cards, just trying to block out the Snatch effectively, I assume. Willing to keep bracers to be able to throw a card, to be able to throw the axe at me, or Arsenal something to set up here. I think this is E-Strike for 7, right? We've seen 2 Command and Conquers. It's just E-Strike for 7. Arsenal, the Flicker Wisp, and pass. It does feel like a win to get a That All You Got on a non-sword turn. I am inclined to agree with you. Oh, yeah, we're just about to get a 1-card block. We're going to have multiple turns of luck. Oh, it's Respite? Okay, so this is just like full hard fatigue. Like, we're going to have like all 3 5-card Arc Lightning hands, I think, if we're going to close this one out this game. I thought it was Shunt as well, Doc. Yo, Electrum, thanks for hanging out, man. Hope you have a good night. So we got 2 cards. We're going to Arsenal the Flicker Wisp. Yeah, we're going to 19 to just play this out, to keep running our... to keep running the value here, doing what we can. So it's going to be... Channel... Arc Lightning. And then it's going to be Flicker, and we're going to fuse with the Sizzle. No Shelter, please. All right, no Shelter is good for us. So we, at minimum, connect. This is an interesting turn cycle hand, because I want to get the... So I think we're supposed to... Man, hang on. This is tough. Is it pitch Starfall to... Pitch Sizzle to Starfall. It's pitch Sizzle to Starfall. Yeah, this would be another hand that's just better with Fry completely again. So like I'm literally just like getting to re-experience why I stand by my decision that I like Fry. It does play around that all you got, but I don't think we can play around that all you got with this kind of hand if I'm being real. And then we're just going to fuse with the Lightning Press. So it's going to be 2 Arcane, 1 from the Flicker Wisp. And then we're going to Arsenal the Press and set up for next turn. All right, so we're able to get aggressive, keep the channel around, and Arsenal the Lightning Press. I hate to, but I think we have to play it, right? Actually, no, we don't, right? Because we're going to go Burn Up and Shock. Yeah, I know exactly what we're going to do this turn. Tunic's not up, so we're going to lead on Burn Up and Shock, which does take a card. Now, they've given us... What? God, we've seen all 3 sinks. We've seen 1 shelter, 2 fates, 2 that all you got, and 1 loyalty from Beyond the Grave. I like getting a card from them here. Sizzle, pitch to keep CLV, and then you can... So if I play Sizzle, and then I pitch the Lightning Press to the Starfall, I cannot Arcanic Shockwave. It's 2 damage either way, and I can keep the Sizzle for later. I'm getting the same amount of value by keeping the cards, right? Ends up being really awkward. Oh, you agree with my play? Okay. Yeah, Dave's right. This just draws insane. So we get to go Flicker Wisp, fuse with Arc Lightning, throw Snatch, press it. I think this is really good. Play Arc Lightning, play Sizzle before the Arc Lightning? I don't think there's a world that's ever correct, Nathaniel. Ever. Why? We're literally just giving up damage on the card. Like, I understand breaking the chain and stuff, but like, why? I just don't understand. All right, Dot, thanks for hanging out, man. Hope you have a good night, brother. Gonna catch 'em all, cause he's Danny Phantom. There's probably a defense reaction, but we're gonna go ahead and play this anyway. I was like, I assumed they wanted to wait. Yep, they block efficiently. The Arc Lightning deals 2 damage to them. Do they block 1? They do. So they're going to give a 3-block Embracers here to stop this. Or no, they just have another defense reaction. Oh no, they just take a ton of damage. I mean, okay. We got to push a ton of damage there. I feel like that was ultimately a win for us. So it is Sizzle, pitch the Sigil of Suffering, Arcanic Shockwave, fuse with Burn Up. I like keeping the defense reactions for second cycle. My man said, wait, I'm bad, never mind. Well, you're not bad. I mean, I am curious. If you have a better line, I would like to know. I don't think the line that you presented was better than the one that we took. And then it's Shockwave fused with Burn Up. We are getting fatigued, but we're also like playing. There's a second loyalty from the On the Grave. I just can't imagine that that's like a great pick. I don't know. Like this does not feel like. Are you gonna pitch a red to CYB? No, you're gonna pitch a blue to double CYB. I mean, yeah, that's obnoxious. So it's both sides of Burn Up and Shock. Starfall for 2. Activate Aurora. Put the current funnel in the bottom. Draw a card. I think we can try to get through the value here. Yo, Pockets, what's up, my dude? I actually don't have Exudes in the deck because I don't want them against Fang. Like, we're not playing Exudes because I was not expecting this to be like Desi Axe nonsense. I was expecting to play against Fang that's trying to race me. Draw a card. I mean, maybe we're just supposed to come in for 7 there. I don't know. Maybe it's just supposed to be 7. Like, we go Embodiment Static Shock into 7. Man, that hitting a blue sucks. I'm glad you could come by and hang out, Pockets. I'm glad you're chilling with us, man. Week 2 meta. I mean, yeah, I think it'll be pretty different because Enigma's going to be gone. I don't think that Auroras will be on that down and dirty anymore for week 2 because that is strictly Enigma tech in my opinion. Like, it does well into Prism too, but yeah, I'm thinking week 2 meta will be. I'm thinking week 2 meta will be a little different. I'm expecting way more Florian. I'm expecting a lot more Florian. I mean, that's the 3rd Fate for Scene. Having these defense reactions in does not help in this matchup at all. Block 3, I guess. And then it's Static Shock, or block 2. It's Static Shock, Rabble, Rabble, Static Shock. Down and Dirty can be good against Assassin. I just think it's mostly there to pop Phantasmaclasm. Yeah, I don't think, like, this is not a deck I'm worried about playing against, to be honest. We also have one more Arc Flicker combo in the deck that we're still playing too. Actually, probably going to Arsenal the other Rabble. I mean, the defense reactions are not helping anything here. It does feel really, really bad to just have the D-reacts in this point. I mean, I'm not a fan that people can, like, do this kind of stuff. Like, if it's a deck that you know is going to be fatiguing you, then it's fine, I guess, but we're just going to block with Shelter, block 2, take 2, go to 11, and then it's going to be Rabble. I think it's just E-Strike for 7, Arsenal to Gone in a Flash. Could you discard Shelter and give charge go again, or not consider an instant for this? I don't think that's how... Does that how Flittering Charge works? If you've played an instant card, that's activating an instant versus playing one. So I don't think it's the same there, Kafrika. But it is Olympia. I mean, that's valid, right? Defense reaction. Third loyalty from Beyond the Grave. So it's coming in the next hand. The Arc Lightning's in the next hand. They just asked me if I've seen the Minecraft movie. I assume there's a joke coming here. Last, that all you got? They haven't seen it either. Not really sure why they would ask me that. Gotta catch 'em all, cause he's Danny Phantom. I have heard chicken jockey a lot. I have no idea what that means. I mean, Pockets, we had literally we had two unplayable hands, and that's not like an exaggeration. We had two hands with no go again. We had a hand that was 3 attacks, 1 defense reaction, 0 go again. We had to use snaps to even put together a playable hand. And then the turn after that, we drew 0 attacks. Like, literally 0. Is this any better than Sendera Kodachi? Bro, somebody was playing Sendera Kodachis? What? I mean, I guess we're just going to block like this. Like, we have to play our hand. So, yeah, we started the game... We started the game in a very, very unfortunate fashion, to be honest, Pockets. And I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, it is what it is. I feel like I have pitch stacked to the best of my ability and tried to set up this hand exactly. And it's just not going to be enough. I don't think anything was, though. So it is Flittering Charge, Somersault it back, Entwine Lightning, fuse with the Lightning Press, Flittering Charge, press it. That is the way that we can maximize our value here. I was a big fan of the game. It felt like I had a lobotomy. To its credit, though, it had a lot of missed potential. I mean, I haven't heard anything super positive about the movie yet, to be honest. I haven't heard anything super positive about the movie yet. We're going to go Entwine Lightning, fuse with the Flittering Charge here. I mean, yeah, it's the damage we have right now. I really wish we had a way to give this go again. I think I have to set up the Lightning Press for the Snatch, right? Even then, there's no Snatch here. We get to put them to 12, and we go to 1. Sizzle. We're probably going to die to a shunt here, if I had to guess. They're on 3 blue shunts. Yeah, we didn't have to show the press. And then we can press this back and then throw another 4, I guess. We're trading the lightning press for 1 extra point here. Yeah, I'm not going to play this one out. GG's. No reason in running this one out here. I think the like back-to-back unplayable hands to start the game. No, I don't really want to rematch against that, to be honest. Like, I know how to pitch deck into decks like that. I know how to play the Aurora deck for the long game. It's just not something I'm interested in like trying to run out. Plus, there's probably like time for one more game tonight, and I'm not really interested in like that being the last game we play tonight. Axe Fang is good as a road deck, but I just don't think it will make it if people sideboard expecting Axe Fang. I mean, yeah, so like we basically sideboard for it anyway, right? With the way like the deck pans out. We basically get the ability to sideboard for it anyway. I am going to run Face Purgatory. I want to know if Face Purgatory is good enough to catch me up. I also had somebody tell me to play Tunic into the Mirror. So we're going to try it and see how it feels. Scars, Shelters, and Sigils, and we're going to run it. I am going to run Purgatory and Tunic, and we're going to see how it feels. Tunic might feel a little bit better since we're going first. I'm not sure. They're also on Tunic. Interesting. So, throw in Twine Lightning, fuse with Sizzle. Sizzle, Starfall, activate Aurora, Arsenal, gone in a flash. And I think we have the ability to just try and push some damage here, right? Tunic in the Mirror is the truth. So it's what I was being told this weekend. It's what I was being told this weekend. I mean, so now is it Sizzle 7 activate Aurora? Is it activate Grasp Arsenal the Gone in a Flash? Keep the Sizzle for Purgatory potentially? Jarl week 2 pick? We could be on Jarl for week 2. I don't hate that, to be honest. Actually, I think it's just Gone in a Flash, activate Aurora, Arsenal to Sizzle is the best play here. I am a fatigue enjoyer. There are too many of them, in my opinion, in the game. Just double Sigil of Suffering. All right, I guess we're not setting up anything this turn. I mean, so if we'd have just passed, it would have been pretty good for us, but we don't know that, right? Like, we have no way of knowing that. Sizzle and Twine Lightning fused with Gone in a Flash, Ravenous Rabble, Arcanic Shockwave, Arsenal. We do not have a blue, so get got us, I suppose. Actually, ugh, so good. It's so good in the Mirror. I'm looking to choose Jarl for week 2. Which is the best version of the deck do you recommend? I mean, I'm going to be honest. I feel very, like, out of touch with how Jarl plays. I don't really know what the best version would be. I know that there were some fatigue versions going around at the Pro Tour that I saw. I don't know that they did very well. I think I saw one of them playing day 2. But I don't know. I don't think it's worth taking the damage there. It's turn 0. I'm about keeping my life total as high as I can there. Yushihiro. I mean, we have a pretty good hand. Put us to 29 Arsenal pass. I mean, if you have another go again card, you could throw it, I guess. Hey, Billy, what's up, dude? I think CYB Jarl is the strongest. I mean, every variation of Jarl I've played that I've had any success with has had CYB in it. I think that's mostly due to... I mean, I think that's mostly due to the fact that, like, I think Jarl just has to have it in some capacity. It's real unfortunate, but I think it's just the world that Jarl lives in. I think you have to have it in some, like, that. I think Count Your Blessings is just such a necessary piece of what you're trying to do as Jarl, and as much as I hate to say it, I think it's just necessary. We will just come in for 5 here and just Arsenal to go on the flash. Pure Fatigue Ice Jarl is not the current play. We're playing Kenny Omega. Do we know who this is? Is this like, is this somebody I should know? There is no shot you have the last Sigil of Suffering. You do, and I will be preventing that. I mean, that's all 3 sigils in 2 turn cycles. I mean, there's not much we can do about the press. Like, we played this as efficiently as we could have, in my opinion. Like, I think we were supposed to block like that. We're supposed to now Arsenal and set up here. Like, I think this is the correct play from us. We do have the chance to kind of turn it around here with some of our channels if they get greedy with their Tunic play. I want to try my luck against a top US player. LOL, Kit. I am probably done after this one. If this finishes like in the next few minutes, maybe, but we're probably done after this one. Recording an episode of the podcast tonight, so we're probably done after this one. Yeah, I kind of hate that, like, CYB is just such a, I don't know, like, easy thing to play in, like, grindy decks. Settled on a deck? What are you playing, Billy? Also, are you coming to, whatever it's called, Tokyo Toy Box this weekend, Billy? That's the name of a famous wrestler? I did not know that, actually. Well, our opponent has played all 3 copies of Sigil, 2 Arc Lightnings, and a Channel. We're probably cooked. What did they fuse with? Skizik? I mean, I think we're just, you know... The podcast? We're talking about the Fallout series this week. We're talking about the Fallout series this week. Which I'm actually very excited about. Was kind of hoping our opponent would just make an uber greedy play. Well, We are going to play the channel in response to the sigil here. Actually, no, I'm not, because they're automatically popping it, which is fine with me. Yeah, so I guess we're just going to try and get aggressive here. We're just going to lead on Scar, and we're going to go double channel here. I think I can say I'm a top 100,000 player. LOL, dude. Bringing the Riptide? Nice, Billy. I like it, dude. I like it. We're just going to play both channels. Because I think we're going to have crazy good turns to get us into this game. I guess we'll keep one of them, right? We'll keep one of them, set up the lightning press for next turn. Need to draw a channel or a sigil here. We need to draw a sigil. We need to draw a defense reaction to keep ourselves safe. And then we need to be able to go all in here. I mean, this is definitely not how I wanted this to play out, but fine. Actually, that's just wrong. I'm sorry. We can keep both of our channels this way and make an embodiment. This is better. Yeah, this is way better. I like this a lot better. I'm playing Cinder for the Pro Quest. Yo, let's go. I hope you take it down. I hope you take it down. Somersault the Scar. I mean, I think that's a massive W for me. Oh, all right. So there's a Scar in their hand and 2 unknown cards. We are down 11, but we do have 2 channels in play. We drew 2 defense reactions, but they were not the ones we wanted. We're just going to get both of the shelters here. Just play out our turn effectively. This should be an interesting turn cycle because it's going to be Sizzle, Grasp, into Starfall for 5. This should be interesting. They pitch a card, and then if they're going to block this out, they have to give me equipment and a card. Unless they drew like a sink or a shelter or something. Okay, 2 cards is pretty good. So they have a Lightning Surge and a Snatch. Would really like to be able to see a good Purgatory hand here. I am indeed trying to close the combat chain. Unfortunately, we were not able to get the value out of both of our channels that we wanted, but we did use them effectively to force like good cards out of our opponent's hand there. Yeah, I would love to be able to keep any of these. Damn, we just cannot catch a break. We cannot catch a break with the Purgatory this game. It's felt like we've been in a bad spot all game. Like them having the shelter there feels really bad. They definitely didn't want to discard that. I know what they were trying to do. It's kind of funny because that doesn't happen in real life. Like, that kind of stuff just doesn't happen in, like, a real game. We're going to Arsenal the Rabble. We'll just go ahead and give the shelter. We'll say no blocks and go to 7. We'll go to 3, and then they're going to activate Aurora. And we get to go Ravenous Rabble. Yeah, I mean, our hand's pretty good. I think we have to keep it, right? I think we just have to keep it. We've played 2 sizzles. There's 1 sizzle left in the deck. I mean, we've also not drawn a single copy of Arc Lightning. We've drawn 1 Written in the Stars and 1 Burn Up. Or no, we haven't seen any Written in the Stars, and we've drawn 1 Burn Up, I think. So I think there's a lot of things contributing to why it's not feeling very clean this game. We just went 8 cards with no blue. It's going to absolutely be a blue. Pretty much every play I've made tonight, which, like, when there's been a decision point tonight, Talishar has punished me for every play that's happened. Very surprised I did not get punished there, if I'm being honest. We're going to block with the Tunic here. Or I'm sorry, we're going to use the Tunic for... We're going to use the counter for Starfall. So it's going to be Rabble, Flittering Charge, Lightning Press it. And then we're going to go Tunic Starfall. And then we're going to throw Snatch at the end of the chain. Tunic has felt okay this game. But this has also been like one of the weird 1%ers. I think we're actually in a pretty good spot. Like, considering how this game has played out, I think this game has gone a lot better for us than it probably should have. Our opponents played 2 copies of Arc Lightning and 2 channels, and we've just played 2 channels. Them blocking makes a lot of sense. As long as we have an attack in this hand. So what if we block 5? No, I think we're just supposed to give this to him now. And now I can block 5 and then go E-Strike for 7. We're going to take 1, go to 2. Somersault my cards. I mean, that was the last, like, piece we had there to play defense with, right? Yo, Pockets, thanks for hanging out, man. Hope you have a good night, brother. Is it 5 or 7? Like, is it 5 or 7 right here? We have no sigil. We have no shelters left. 2 sigils in the deck. It's probably just draw a card, right? Like, I think we have to, like, try to rip into something good to Arsenal. That is okay. The problem with this is that it doesn't force any cards from their hand. Interesting that they would block with that. That's wild. I think drawing was also correct here, T. I just think that it did not pan out the way we wanted to. Even if they had double shock, it didn't matter. They just kill us with the draw on the stack, right? Like, there's a very easy window for them to kill us through. I definitely get what you're saying, though, Dave. Back-to-back defensive somersaults has been insane here. We managed to crawl back into this game. I might have a stroke. Might have a stroke if we crawl back into this game. What's your last card is the question. It is a blue. All right, well, that's quite frightening, to be honest. How many shocks do they have left? All of them? I mean, we just can't play around it, right? Like, we're just dead to it no matter what. Yeah. Honestly, considering how that game went, I'm honestly amazed that we stayed in it as long as we did. We had to go second, and they just drew way better than us to start the game. Unfortunate it is, or I'm sorry, we had to go first. It is what it is. Are you as concerned about no interaction Florian as some people are? Personally, I don't think it is the sky is falling, but I do think there is some merit to the concern. I mean, yeah, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I don't think that it's like the concern that everyone else thinks it is, to be honest. Like, I think it's not that big of a deal. If I'm like, I understand why people are scared about it, but I don't think it's the end all be all, if you want the truth. Like, I don't think the sky is falling, no, I guess, to answer your question, Turtle. We did draw 0 arcs, which is crazy. Somersault kept you in for 2 turns longer than you should have been. 100% agree. 100% agree. Looking like you placed 114th? Yo, Trent out here throwing daggers. Not even been a week, dude. I love it. I love it. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you guys for being here. Nobody said anything about the webcam, so I'm assuming it like held up its end of the bargain here. Paid a little bit more for it than I normally would, so it feels like it's doing its job. No stream tomorrow. No streams this weekend either. Doing stuff with family on Sunday and then going to a ProQuest on Saturday. Be back on Monday, though. Regular schedule. Coming back at it next week. Practicing, prepping, getting ready for Nationals coming up here. Vegas is in June. ProQuest over the next 3 to 4 weeks. So we got a lot of things coming at you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you guys for being here and all the support from the PT, all the messages, the comments, the everything that you guys said, you know, about my run at the PT. I really appreciate all the kind words. It really means a lot. You know, I can't thank you guys enough for being such a supportive community and always being behind me and just really making sure that, you know, like, I always feel supported. It means the world, and I can't thank you guys enough for it. It really, really, really makes this so much more fun for me. You guys do. Just so. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Have a good night, and I will see you guys next week. Take it easy, guys. Kyle requested 5 subs of water. Fucking weeb.